Today, we are going to be watching a YouTube video. Actors who stood up to woke Hollywood. This is by Political Pineapple. Do make sure you go give him a follow. One thing that's really noteworthy and really eye-opening to me is he has less than 5K subscribers, okay? This man has 1 million views. So, we're going to watch this video. It's a topic that I'm very interested in. You know, this just looks like a fun, cool video for me to watch. So, I'm really excited to watch it. And, I'm going to take a lot of notes. I really want to know how this man got 1 million views. I'm going to study this guy's craft. Maybe I'll make a video just like it. You know what I mean? That definitely sounds like a good idea, chat. You know what I mean? But that's enough. That's enough yapping. Let's get right into it.
These are times famous actors stood up to woke culture in Hollywood.
You're getting as bad as Biden. When somebody does
Who's
not
this
do
guy?
the job, you gotta let them go.
In Hollywood, there are very real, very brutal consequences for speaking out.
As soon as my cancellation happened, I had reporters showing up. I had drones.
I don't know who she is. I'm gonna be honest, chat.
It looked out.
Chat, anybody know who she is?
There was drones popping up. There was like people in vans, and there was people following me. I was just very exposed, which was very dangerous of Disney to have made the comment they did.
What did they say?
They said, we do not support Gina. We're not going to work with her anymore based off of her. Something about cultural and basically calling me a racist.
62% of Americans say they have political views they're afraid to
I don't know what did she do to warrant that though?
Dangerous of Disney to have made the comment they did.
What did they say?
They said, we do not support Gina. We're
Why?
not going to work with her.
Why did
anymore
they say
based
that,
off
Gina?
her. Something about cultural and basically calling me a racist.
62%
Why did Disney call her racist though?
of Americans say they have political views they're afraid to share.
Yeah, everybody hates it and no one stands up to it because it's always the safe thing to swallow what you really think and just join the mob.
In this video, you'll see the
62% of Americans have political views they're afraid to share. It's a big majority. That sounds like, you know, sounds like they could, like a particular carrot man.
brave Hollywood A-listers who put their careers on the line to stand up for what they believe, no matter the consequences. Let's kick things off with Chris Pratt, star of Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World.
Mr.
Pratt
Chris
didn't
P.
make any controversial statements. Instead, he faced backlash for what he didn't say or do. In 2020, Pratt became the target of online criticism. Many have accused him of being politically conservative and supporting Donald Trump, even though Pratt has never publicly stated his political views. This all began when Chris Pratt was seen wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" t-shirt featuring a coiled rattlesnake. This is a reference
cool
to the
flag.
Gadsden flag, a revolutionary
That's a cool
war
shirt.
era symbol that rose to prominence as U.S.
Chat, get me
colonists
one.
were looking to declare independence from Great Britain. Yahoo News tried to frame this as a white supremacist symbol in their coverage, but political commentator Ben Shapiro was quick to clap back at Yahoo.
Yahoo?
In their coverage.
That's hilarious.
But political commentator Ben Shapiro was quick to clap back at Yahoo News, stating this is pure idiocy. Not every symbol of the early republic is a white supremacist symbol, unless you're a moron. These accusations continued after an Instagram post where Chris promoted his new film with a, quote, insensitive joke. These accusations continued after an Instagram post where Chris promoted his new film with a, quote, insensitive joke about
Some of the Avengers will reunite for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I don't get it. So Chris Evans for the Democratic ticket this week, while Chris Pratt's omission from the even has riled up social media. I guess I should say event, but there's a misspell here, even. Dude, what is this?
the importance of voting, where he wrote in the caption, with all that's going on in the world, it is more important than ever that you vote. Pratt wrote, just ask any celebrity. They will tell you every day, several times a day, to vote. But
I like this movie. I've watched it once, but I remember it really well.
me, I will tell you exactly who to vote for.
I voted one time in my entire life. It was for the 2020 election. And in all honesty, I voted for Kanye.
Upcoming 2020
I was one of the 531. I was that one.
People's Choice Awards is the most consequential vote in the history of mankind times a million infinity. Vote for hashtag Onward for Family Movie of the Year. The controversy reached a peak when Pratt wasn't a part of a virtual fundraiser for Joe Biden that included many of his Marvel co-stars. This
Good morning. Woo, woo, woo.
led to him being labeled the worst Chris in Hollywood on social media. Pratt's response to all of this? Silence. Always silence. He chooses not to address the accusations directly, but again and again, he stands up to the immense pressure to conform to Hollywood norms and continue being himself. While Chris Pratt, being Chris Pratt, didn't fight back when he was taking heat for not participating in the Joe Biden fundraiser, his Marvel co-stars came to his defense. Robert Downey Jr. wrote on Instagram, "What a world. The sinless are casting stones at my brother Chris Pratt, a real Christian who lives by principle, who never demonstrated anything but positivity and gratitude." Chris Pratt continues to star in major blockbusters, but his story shows how
Why do they hate Chris Pratt? Because he wore a t-shirt? Because he wore a t-shirt that said "Don't tread on me"? Bruh. So now he's on Ellen so that people like him?
Hollywood, even staying silent on political issues can lead to backlash. The next story is about Gina Carano.
Carano remains undefeated.
A former MMA fighter who became an actress in the hit Star Wars show The Mandalorian. Carano was riding high on her newfound fame, but things took a turn in February 2021. She shared a post on social media that compared being a Republican today to being Jewish during the Holocaust.
Nazi Germany didn't start just with people just waking up being Nazis and like demonizing, like throwing Jews into the concentration camps. It didn't start there. It started before that. It started with propaganda. You had to kind of start urging people to make it okay to demonize your neighbor and to hate.
She's not wrong! Chat, tell me she's wrong.
People for whatever differences it was. At that time, it was Jewish people.
This post caused an uproar. The woke left called it offensive, claiming it downplayed the suffering of Holocaust victims. Lucasfilm, the company behind Star Wars, quickly fired Carano. This is despite the star of The Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, doing the exact same thing with a woke leftist take, publicly making a comparison between the Holocaust and the treatment of migrants at the border.
She said that the way we're treating conservatism is the exact same way that the Nazis treated the Jews. Dude, she just got a whole new fan, bro. I'm all for that lady, dude. Cause like, I love it when people say really outlandish stuff. It's awesome. I love when people like, just like exist and just like make an uproar. It's like, bro, her aura is genuinely crazy. UFC fighter comparing, dude. This is a cool chick, man. I'm gonna know your name.
Carano. This is despite the star
Julie
of The
Carano, I
Mandalorian,
think Lucy
Pedro
Carano.
Pascal,
Sorry.
doing the exact same thing with a woke leftist take, publicly making a comparison between the Holocaust and the treatment of migrants at the border.
Don't care
This lady is fucking based. This lady's based, chat.
how you invoke the Holocaust if you happen to be of a different political persuasion.
No.
And I pointed out on Twitter right away, as soon as it's broke, that Pedro Pascal, who was your co-star in The Mandalorian, the lead in that show, that Pedro Pascal had put out a Holocaust meme in 2018 in which he not only got the facts wrong, he actually posted a picture from not the American
Who cares? This is problematic and offensive. Know what else is problematic and offensive?
border in 2018 and called it America 2018. He then compared the treatment of migrant children in 2018 to victims of the Holocaust in 1941, which is absolutely absurd on every level.
In a statement, Lucas...
Like, who asked? Why do people care, dude? I don't understand this. Chat, comment section, please. I need somebody to explain this to me. Why does like, what? Because, like, those people are... She's awful. She's the worst person we've ever met. Because she's downplaying the suffrage of the Jews. She's just saying that there's patterns and there's a correlation and one thing happened one way and it kind of looks like something that's happening over here. Like, free speech is dead, dude. I don't understand this. Like, what is going on with the earth, man? Chris Pratt wore a t-shirt. They lynched him. She's just like, I think that's a super base thing to say, because I love it when people just say outlandish stuff, and it's funny, it's true. Based. W woman.
This film said Carano's social media posts were abhorrent and unacceptable, but were completely fine with Pedro's posts. Just like that, Carano went from being a rising star to being out of a job.
Oh, it's this lady. And they said she was racist, and they fired her.
But Carano didn't back down. In interviews after her firing, she exposed Disney's cruel behavior. She said, "A couple weeks ago, Lucasfilm asked an artist that they employ to erase my character and put another character in my place." While many in Hollywood turned their backs on her, Carano found support from others who felt Hollywood had become far too woke.
Okay, but like with Hollywood, I feel like with Hollyboob, I feel like you should know that that's gonna happen. Cause like, doesn't everybody know, like, Hollywood is like a scary cult. Like like obviously, dude, what? But I never expected that would happen with YouTube. And I'm starting to see signs of it all over the place, man, and it's freaking me out. It's like I feel like this is my future. But like, you know what I mean? But like I hope not. I hope YouTube's chill like that. But we're definitely gonna start a Rumble as well. We'll just multi-stream and multi-upload. It ain't no thing. But it's just like that's crazy.
She quickly landed a new movie deal with the Daily Wire, a
God bless.
conservative media company. The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered. I am
Amen.
sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob.
Amen.
I have only just begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them. Carano's story shows how quickly things can change in Hollywood when an actor goes against popular opinion. But she's not the only one who's faced backlash. The next star, Bill Maher, is a comedian talk show host who is historically known for his liberal views. Maher has been a staple in Hollywood for decades, often criticizing conservatives. But recently, he's found himself at odds with the woke left. In 2021, Maher began using his
Based.
HBO show Real Time to speak out against what he sees as extreme political correctness in liberal circles.
Mr. Emmanuel Cafferty, he was a San Diego gas and electric worker, but he got fired because someone reported him making a white supremacist hand gesture outside the window of his truck. But he's not a white supremacist, he's Latino, and he wasn't making a hand gesture, he was probably just flicking a booger.
This is what the world is. Everybody's laughing, but like, this dude literally flicked a booger off his finger, and they're like, he's a white supremacist. And it's like, you go ask 10 liberals what should happen to a white supremacist, and you hear what they say, and you look them in the eyes, and you know that they're being dead serious because they don't believe in God. Their morals are all over the place. Dude, what a world we live in. There's just like a bunch of people who will like lynch you for wearing a t-shirt, or just like hate you, and then it's like oof, and then you ask them what should happen to you, and then it's like you hear what they have to say, and it's just it's a messed up world we live in, man. It's a swamp, dude.
Is this really who we want to become? A society of phony, clenched asshole avatars, walking on eggshells, always looking over your shoulder about getting ratted out for something that...
I love this man. This man's awesome. He's a liberal, but he gets it. Like, this is one of the, literally the only sane liberal I've ever met or listened to. Sorry, Destiny, you don't qualify.
Actually has nothing to do with your character or morals?
Maher's critiques didn't stop there.
Bill
He took
Maher.
on topics like cancel culture, identity politics, and what he saw as the left's obsession with race. His stance surprised many and drew criticism from his usual allies. Some accused him of pandering to the right or being out of touch. But Maher has stood his ground. In an interview with Vanity
He's out of touch because he said that the Mexican guy probably wasn't a white supremacist. That hurts my brain. Dude.
Fair, he said, "Let's get this straight. It's not me who's changed, it's the left. A large contingent has gone mental, and I'm willing to call them out." Unlike the previous examples, Maher's career hasn't suffered from his outspokenness. His show continues to air on HBO, and he remains a popular figure in the media. Maher's story shows that even within Hollywood's liberal circles, there's pushback against extreme woke culture. It also demonstrates that established figures might have more leeway to speak their minds. The next star is Matthew McConaughey, Oscar-winning actor and self-proclaimed centrist. In recent years, McConaughey
Born to be a Trump-loving cowboy. Forced to be a centralist.
has used his platform to challenge what he sees as extreme political views on both sides, including in Hollywood. In 2020, McConaughey made waves when he criticized what he called the illiberal left during an appearance on Russell Brand's podcast.
Damn straight.
There is a lot on that illiberal left that absolutely condescend, patronize, and are arrogant toward that other 50%.
This statement sparked widespread debate, with some praising McConaughey for his honesty and others accusing him of misunderstanding progressive politics. McConaughey's outspokenness led to speculation that he might run for governor of Texas. While he ultimately decided against it, his political comments continued to make headlines. In 2022, McConaughey gave a passionate speech at the White House.
We need to restore our family values. We need to restore our American values.
McConaughey's career and popularity seem unaffected by his political statements. He continues to star in major films and remains a beloved figure in Hollywood. McConaughey's story shows how a well-established star can use their platform to challenge political narratives, even within Hollywood, without facing significant backlash. Now for an unexpected ally in the fight against Hollywood's woke culture, Dave Chappelle, a comedian known for his edgy and often controversial humor. Chappelle has become an unlikely figure in the debate over free speech and political correctness in entertainment. In 2021, Chappelle found himself at
Dave Chappelle, super based. Everybody knows this.
the center of a major controversy with the release of his Netflix special, The Closer. The backlash was immediate and intense.
I am not saying that to say that trans women aren't women. I am just saying that...
Well, you should say that.
Those pussies that they got. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not pussy, but that's like beyond pussy or impossible pussy. You know what I mean? It tastes like pussy, but that's not quite what it is.
Is he wrong, though?
It's not blood, that's beet juice.
This
Not
isn't
blood,
real.
that's beet juice.
That's not real. That was photoshopped in, dude. Come on. This isn't edited? He's looking right at them! Dude. No way this is real. Chat, is this real? Leave a comment, bro. Let me know if you think this is real or photoshopped in. You hear what he said to the... Look, they're in the audience. Of course they're not laughing. I don't... Dude, no way. I'm gonna have to watch the special.
LGBTQ plus groups and some Netflix employees called for the special to be removed from the platform.
Netflix employees walking out of the company's Hollywood office after weeks of internal backlash.
If your satire is punching down, you are being a bully.
But
Let's cancel Dave Chappelle because he doesn't support transgenderism. Dave Chappelle, based. Listen, he's not even like, he's just, I mean, it's not even like, it's barely a joke, dude. I mean, it's not a joke. That's the funniest part. It's not a joke. He's just saying something true and making a comparison. And he's not wrong. That's hilarious.
Chappelle didn't back down. Instead, he doubled down on his right to make jokes about any topic. You said that you want a safe working environment at Netflix. Well, it seems like I'm the only one that can't go to the office anymore. Despite the controversy, Netflix stood by Chappelle, refusing to remove the special. This decision was met with both praise and criticism. Despite the controversy, Chappelle's career has not suffered. He continues to perform sold-out shows and work with major platforms like Netflix. While Chappelle used his comedy to change Hollywood norms, the next star worked behind the scenes to influence the industry in a more direct way. Clint Eastwood, actor, director, and producer with a career spanning over 6 decades. Eastwood has long been known for his libertarian-leaning political views, which often put him at odds with Hollywood's predominantly liberal culture. Unlike many in Hollywood, Eastwood has been open about his conservative-leaning views. He famously spoke at the 2012 Republican National Convention, addressing an empty chair meant to represent President Obama.
You're absolutely crazy. You're getting as bad as Biden.
This unconventional speech drew both ridicule and praise, but it didn't deter Eastwood from expressing his views.
You're getting as bad as Biden.
Through his work. Eastwood has used his position as a director and producer to tell stories that often challenge Hollywood's prevailing narratives. His 2014 film American Sniper was particularly controversial. The film, which told the story of Navy SEAL Chris Kyle, was criticized for glorifying war and promoting anti-Muslim sentiment. Others praised it for its portrayal of veteran struggles. Despite the controversy, or perhaps because of it, American Sniper was a massive box office success and was nominated for 6 Academy Awards. Eastwood Eastwood's influence in Hollywood demonstrates how a powerful figure
That movie looks awesome. I've never seen it. I definitely should though.
can shape narratives from behind the scenes.
I wish I could watch the whole thing on stream, but I don't think that's how that works. So maybe I'll watch it and review it.
His ability to get films that align with his worldview shows another way of challenging Hollywood's status quo. At 93, Eastwood continues to direct films that often touch on controversial themes, proving that his voice in Hollywood remains as strong as ever. The next star is Ricky Gervais, British comedian and creator
I love this guy. I think I remember this guy on the Oscars.
of The Office. Gervais has made a name for himself by pushing boundaries and refusing to bow to political correctness, especially when hosting the Golden Globe Awards.
Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show, a superb drama.
I saw this guy on the Oscars, but like I didn't know where he was from. I didn't know where I knew him from. But right now I know where I know him from. It's from the British Office. I've never watched British Office, but I watched American Office a lot. I've seen that show like at least 100 times. But yeah, I can't believe I never made that connection. Like, wow, that's super strange.
About the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God.
Gervais has hosted the Golden Globe Awards 5 times, each time causing controversy with his jokes made at the expense of Hollywood's elite. 2020 was a particularly spicy year for Gervais, where he used his opening monologue to criticize Hollywood's hypocrisy and virtue signaling.
You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you? You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell? He's amazing as the bumbling office manager. Where does he get his ideas from? Let's pay him hundreds.
That's hilarious, dude. Steve Carell has no sense of humor? What?
Millions of dollars and put him in every movie. If you can't be bothered to go to the cinema to see Steve in action, then just watch him every Thursday here on NBC.
Gervais touched on sensitive topics and called out Hollywood's relationship with powerful corporations. His comments about political speeches by actors accepting their award at the Golden Globes resonated with both the live audience and viewers at home. Gervais's approach to comedy has often put him at odds with what he sees as an overly sensitive culture. He's been a vocal critic of cancel culture and defends his right to make jokes about any topic. Gervais's career doesn't seem to have suffered from his outspokenness. He continues to create successful shows and stand-up specials. With his willingness to say the quiet part out loud year after year, Gervais's story shows how humor can be a powerful tool in challenging Hollywood's norms. The final story brings us to a current and ongoing
I'm gonna make a video. The video is gonna be called Words Are Powerful. I'm gonna talk about how spelling is a lot like spell casting. And I'm gonna talk about a lot how words have aura, and it's not just all about the tone of voice, but like each individual letter that you say after each breath, after each thing that you think, it's like, it's power. It's kind of like aura. It's kind of like spelling. It's like, if you say you're lazy, you're gonna be lazy. If you tell yourself the opposite all the time and you hype yourself up, it's the opposite. I heard there was a study. This one, I'll save it for the video. No, screw it. This is pretty important. I heard there was this study one time, and a man had 2 apples. It was like a Harvard scientist. He had 2 apples. And one of the apples, he was like, I fucking hate you, you piece of shit, you loser ass apple. And the other apple, he was like, good apple, I fucking love you, you're the best apple in the whole world. And the apple that he was mean to, it rotted like 2 times as fast. Language and words have energy. That's why they call it spelling.
controversy. Meet Gina Carano.
If you say the wrong thing on YouTube, like, canceled. People think you're crazy. I guess if you don't know how to communicate, but like, end of the day, words are powerful. The things that come out of your mouth always matter. Remember that, chat. Stay positive. Peace and blessings.
Again, this journey started with Carano's but current and ongoing controversy. Meet Gina Carano.
Gina Carano. W-based.
Again, this journey started with Carano's firing from The Mandalorian, but her story didn't end there. In fact, it's still unfolding as we speak.
She was in Deadpool, and she was in The Mandalorian. Bro, that's sick.
In February
Good for her, dude.
2024, Carano filed a lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm alleging wrongful termination and discrimination.
Gina Carano is suing Disney and Lucasfilm over her being fired from The Mandalorian in 2021. Carano filed a complaint on Tuesday in California federal court for discrimination and wrongful termination and alleges she was fired for voicing right-wing opinions on social media.
This lawsuit, backed by Elon Musk and X Corp, has reignited the debate about free speech and political beliefs in Hollywood. Carano's lawsuit alleges that she was subjected to a bullying campaign and that male co-stars who made similar social media posts were not punished. The outcome of this lawsuit could have far-reaching implications for how Hollywood deals with actors' social media presence and political views.
Thank God. I hope it makes a difference.
Gina Carano wins this trial, the Hollywood elite will no longer be able to get away with firing actors based on their political beliefs. In this interview with Tucker Carlson, Carano explains her motivations for the lawsuit and her hopes for its impact on the entertainment industry.
When you were fired from Disney for reasons that no person should ever be fired, resisting a vax mandate or not putting your totally insane pronouns in a... Did you consider suing them?
Yeah.
God bless. This guy's Tucker Carlson. God bless Tucker Carlson.
Yes, yeah. I actually confronted my family lawyer and we talked about it, and I was like, you know, if this isn't defamation or if this isn't discrimination, then I don't know what is. If this isn't wrongful doing of an employee, then I don't know what is.
So
And here with Patrick Bet-David, she explains how she had to move out of LA due to the ongoing harassment from paparazzi.
I had to move out of Hermosa Beach. I had to move out of LA. I had paparazzi knowing where I lived. I had stalkers. I didn't live in a gated community. I was very much in danger where I was at.
As of now, the lawsuit is still in its early stages. Disney and Lucasfilm have yet to respond publicly to the allegations. Regardless of the outcome...
Bro, there's some scumbags, dude. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, if they don't want to hang out with her, do they have to? You know? If they don't want to hang out with her, do they have to? Like... They just don't want to say that's why they fired her. But it's like, I'd hang out with you. So I don't see the issue. That's crazy. Bro, I bet we hit the gym, you know what I'm saying? Like, teach me some MMA at the gym.
Carano's case has already sparked intense debate about cancel culture, political diversity in Hollywood, and the limits of free speech for public figures. While the controversy has undoubtedly affected her career in mainstream Hollywood, Carano has found support in conservative media circles and continues to work on independent projects. The debate over political expression in Hollywood is far from over. As this lawsuit progresses, it may set new precedents for how the entertainment industry handles similar situations in the future. If you want to see Kamala Harris's embarrassing past being exposed, click on this video on
chat.
4 more years of crazy Kamala Harris means 50 million illegal aliens pouring into our country over.
When Trump, is this when he did it? What the? Illegal aliens. Are illegal aliens a problem, dude? What do I think about illegal aliens? My family, we're Russian. When I was 2.5 years old, we came here on a visa, on like, here's what my parents told me, that we flew here on a plane, so we arrived in an American airport. So what I was told is that in the early 2000s, Americans wanted white immigrants in their country to come work. That's genuinely on everything what my parents told me. They said America wanted white-skinned immigrants. That's just what they said. I don't know, man. Like I was 2 years old. Yo, Southport 420. Listen, Southport 420. What do you think about illegal immigrants, man? I don't have a. Here's my situation, man. I'm Russian. Я русский. When I was 2.5 years old, we came to America on like a visa to make money, and then I remember when I was in 5th grade, so I was 11 years old. So 9 years later. Ooh, I hope I'm not like whatever. My mom went and took the citizenship test, granting citizenship to her children. Here's the thing. So, a really close family member of mine has court in 2025, discussing immigration and such, dude. And that's not chill. It's quite sad. I'm all for immigrants coming as long as they come legally. I'm off as long as, yeah, that's super fair. How hard is it to like, well, see, I don't know what the process is. I've never had to do it. That's the thing. But I know my parents have, and my mom, she's chill. She's a citizen. Why can't my dad just go become a citizen? That's so funny. What the hell? I'm gonna tell him to go take the test like mom did. He's like stressing. He's like, I'm gonna get deported. 2025, I have court. I'm be like, why can't you just go take the test like mom did? I know all about it. It's like Thomas Jefferson, George. Is he? But like, yeah, it's just interesting.
Another 4 years, could be 50 million more.
That was Donald Trump exposing.
I've always been a Trumpster. I love Mr. Trump. Listen, last year I voted for Kanye. I really did on it. It was my first time ever voting. I'm 22, okay? It was my first time ever. I don't know what process is either. I watched. Yeah, so here's what I know. Most of my family, they had a really easy time with it. And I'm talking like close to 50, 60 family members. And my dad seems to be the only one that has any issue with it. So I'm sure that's because of reasons. But I'm going to talk to him and I'm going to be like, why don't you just go take the test like mom did? The test is super easy. I bet it's like, I could train him up for it easy. But here's the thing. I don't want Kamala Harris as president. But my dad said if she was president, I bet court would be a lot easier for me in 2025. But the reason I don't want Kamala Harris as president is, why would we have a woman president? Come on, chat. Like, I don't know, man. Trump is who I'm going for. I just like, dude, a woman president, like, men want that? Like, you guys want a woman to be in charge of the country? Like, that's, I feel like people that want that don't spend a lot of time with women. That's my take, but my dad says he loves everything about Trump, except that court in 2025 would be easier, immigration court would be easier for him if Kamala was president. So, I used to be the biggest Kamala hater of all time. But now, I'm like torn. This is wild. I lean more towards Republican independent. I've always been like a diehard Republican, just because I don't like the way the left, the liberal left, try to silence speech, opinions, and discourse. I hate that. Free speech is genuinely dead on YouTube. There's a wide variety of things that I could say on my channel that would get my channel banned. So, I don't know how I feel about that, because free speech, man, like, you know what I mean? That's why I like Jordan Peterson so much, and that's why I like South Park a lot too. South Park's actually a super big. I don't like a lot of the stuff in South Park. In particular, they kind of make fun of Christianity and Jesus a lot, but I respect their right to do so. There's some things that I lean Democrat, but very few. Me too, man. But I feel like I just said something really good. Kind of how I am. Let's get back to the video, man. I kind of lost my train of thought, not gonna lie.
Kamala Harris over the insane border crisis she is responsible for. And today, we're going to look at this and several other insane border crises she is
I'm gonna show my dad this. I'm gonna be like, Dad, why is this okay? But they want to send you away, man. I gotta find out.
Responsible for. And today, we're going to look at this and several other instances where Trump completely embarrassed Harris. Let's begin with the border crisis. In 2021, President Biden gave Harris a job she probably wishes she never had. Borders are.
But the vice president's agreed to lead our diplomatic effort and work with those nations to accept the returnees and enhance migration enforcement at
He would wear a mask, dude.
Their borders.
That
to accept the
Somebody needs to draw cat ears right here and a little cat face.
Chinese and enhance migration enforcement at their borders.
That means she has been the head person in charge of managing border issues, and clearly she has failed. Was it a good idea to put someone in charge of the border who once compared U.S. immigration and customs enforcement to the KKK?
That ISIS perceived as the modern-day Ku Klux Klan. Are you aware that there's a perception?
ICE in the same category as the KKK. Is that what you're asking? I see no parallel.
I'm not finished.
I see none.
Trump didn't think so. He's been relentless in his criticism of Harris's handling of the border situation.
Invading, it's an invasion of millions of people, probably 15, 16, 17 million people. Kamala is allowing it to happen. She's the border czar. And I also...
Kamala would say that's not true. But, like, who knows? Who knows what's true and what's not? Dude, this is all just... Oh, here's what it is. We can't have fully opened the borders, though, walls, because we wouldn't know what the people are in the background coming into the country. Yeah, bro. But I mean, like, you telling me they're not already smuggling drugs? You know what I mean? You think, like... Here's a true, man. Just because there's a law doesn't mean everybody's gonna follow it. Oh man, dude, okay, I'm actually becoming a centralist right now. I've always been super right-leaning, like with a passion, like QAnon, bro. That's who I am. But now I'm kind of understanding more things. In particular, like, how do we know anything's true? Like, who's fact-checking what Trump's saying? And it's like, you're right, we can't have borders open because we wouldn't know the people that are coming into the country. But it's like, aren't there already people coming in illegally? But it's like, we can reduce the number of that happening. But it's like, ooh, that's why abortion is such a scary conversation. We're gonna do an abortion video, but I kind of have a take, but my take on abortion is very centralist. Do I think it should be legal, though? I don't know, man. Of course, there's drug trafficking already here, but I'll guarantee it'll be worse if they open more and open. We should definitely have strict borders. I don't think they'll send my dad out of the country because he has a lot of family here, so I think we'll be all right. I'll pray for him and he'll be chilling. But you know, I still like Trump a little better because I think people that want a woman president haven't spent a lot of time with women. I think my grandma would be the greatest woman president of all time. But my grandma would never want to be a president. I remember in 2016, she was like, who do you think is going to win, the orange guy or the chick? My grandma's 86 years old, by the way. And she said, who do you think is going to win, the orange guy or the woman? And I was like, I don't know. I kind of like the orange guy a little more. And she was like, good job, Mark. Good boy. Yeah. And I was like, you don't want a woman to be president? And she was like, the grandma? And I was like, yeah. She was like, no. That's exactly what she did. And I was like, why not? She was like, she needs to go start a garden, start knitting. What does she need to be president for? So ever since that day, I was like, women should not be president. Because my grandma said so. And you gotta listen to your grandma. Because that's based. My grandma, she told me to read the Bible. And I have been more recently, but it's time for a daily Bible reading session. It's gonna be dope.
Have to stop the invasion. And remember, they're taking your jobs.
Borders are Harris's job.
I've always been a super right-leaning Trump man. But I kind of see the benefits in when Kamala's president. Won't it be better for poor people? Here's the thing. When Obama was president, we were really poor. But it was kind of like pretty easy to get by with stuff like food stamps and Obamacare. Right? Living was great. But then when Trump was president, it was kind of really easy for a construction worker to get money. No, not necessarily. It depends. That's how I've always... Left-leaning people are generally, they're like, yes, more food stamps, taxes to the poor. You know, that's what I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure I heard stuff that, like, Trump doesn't like the poor. But at the same time, I know that blue-collar guys like it when Trump is president. Because more things are being built all over the place. Bridges, like, highways, you know, all that. In my opinion, I don't know. Does it even matter who's president, dude? Whoa, dude. Because see, somebody might tell you, yes, it matters a lot because blah, 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 blah. It matters a little bit because we have the checks and balances, thank God. That's kind of cool. But what if it's all a play? What is NATO? Is there the Rockefellers and NATO? What's going on with that? Yes, absolutely matters who's president. Yeah, but how much does it matter though? Does it matter like a ton? Because here's what happened when Trump was president. He put in a guy into the Senate who was conservative, and so what that did was it makes left-leaning laws a lot harder to be passed, if I'm not mistaken. Which, in my opinion, is a great idea because it should definitely be balanced. Because if there was a lot more left-leaning people in the Senate, then a lot more right-leaning people in the Senate, that would suck because then the whole world would just be super left. Maybe is yet. It's a real question. The real question is, would it be more, do we the people our say? So does it actually matter? That's terrifying. Because who's to say the elections aren't rigged? I feel like the way they gotta do it is everybody needs to vote from their phone. Okay? And when you put your vote in, you and the whole world, they all see the tally mark go up. They need to do it on like a website for real. Because like that way it's a lot harder for it to be rigged. Ooh, but yeah, like look, you scan your driver's license, okay? You scan your driver's license, and by that they figure out whether or not you're registered. And then you press on a tally mark, and then you can see like your tally go in real time and soak in the rest of the world. I think that's how I'd prefer it, honestly, because it's actually terrifying to think that election could be rigged. That's such a scary thought. Because if the elections are rigged, our vote doesn't matter. Are they actually taking the common people vote into consideration? I heard that they don't. I heard that this is how it works. It works so stupid. So basically, here's genuinely how voting works. I live in the state of Washington. So everybody in the state of Washington, they all vote for one person. Or no, they vote for whoever the fuck they want, okay? Everybody in the state of Washington, they vote for whoever they want. I voted for Kanye, some people voted for Trump, some people voted for Biden. But all that matters is who in that state won the vote. So let's say Biden got the most votes in the state of Washington. Then that state is effectively just Washington. But I mean that's fine. Because I mean, I guess it's up to let's say I really wanted Trump to win. Then it's up to me to like go out there and wave flags and like wear the hat and be like, vote Trump, you know? But that was my plan. I was planning to do that, but now I'm kind of reconsidering and I'm like trying to see like I want to know what I think. There's arguments on why abortion should be illegal and legal, but it's like just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But is it baby murder? Yeah, kind of. Damn. Like let's say as an example, a person makes less than 70K a year. Their vote does not matter. But the person who makes above money, their vote counts? Question mark? No, I think absolutely that's not the case. Not in the slightest. No, it's all fair. Yeah, so here's just what happens. Everybody in the state of Washington, they pick a candidate. So let's say 100,000 people in Washington all cast a vote. And Biden got 50,000 votes in Washington. And then Trump got 30,000 votes. And then 20 went to a third party. Then that basically counts as Biden having one vote because he got 50% of the state. So it just translates into that state is voting for Biden because that state has more votes for Biden. So that's not how that works. Just a wild conspiracy out there. Yeah, but it would be, let's say elections are rigged. I've heard a lot of people say that it doesn't matter in the slightest who president is. In particular, Putin said it. Putin said Trump is an awesome guy. But when the guys with the black suit comes, what's he gonna do? When Putin said it. Did you know Putin said that? That's what a lot of people already think. Putin said when the guys in the black suits comes, what will Trump do then? Who are the guys in the black suits? The world we live in, dude. Politics. All these people deciding what the rules should be, and their main objective should be to serve the country and serve the people. They're public servants. Yes, there are leaders, but a leader needs to have He needs to put everybody else before him. What a wild world we live in, dude.
Job was to address the root causes of migration, but her first big move as border czar didn't go so well.
Do not come.
This message has not gone over well with many Americans, who see Kamala and her approach here as completely unserious and ineffective. And it's not hard to see why when she responded like this to being asked if she had plans to visit the border herself.
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border.
What?
This whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
As the border situation gets worse.
And I haven't been to Europe. Nobody yet. Actually, a lot of people have said that she was in Europe. Wait, she said she's been to Europe. Okay, so that was before she went to Europe. All I know is that in her recent debate against Trump, she said she spoke with Zelensky, and I'm pretty sure she did that in Europe. Then again, a lot of those so-called conspiracies turned out to be true. Yeah. Okay, I used to believe in conspiracy theories like 1,000,000%. But like all of my friends convinced me I was crazy. Because I'm a huge Alex Jones fan. I think Alex Jones is a genius. And he predicted 9/11. He genuinely predicted 9/11. Yeah, dude, he's not saying that. They are turning the frogs gay. It's not like that's not happening. Yes, it's funny, but it's true.
Worse, with millions of illegal aliens continuing to pour over the southern...
You don't believe them right away, of course. Yeah, dude, I used to be a huge flat earther too, and it's like the only reason I ever started questioning my mind is because like my dad was like, Mark, come on, the earth's round. I've never met another flat earther, only one time. My Uncle Max. My Uncle Max in South Carolina, who has 16 kids on everything I own. This man exists. He has 2 houses. Wait, just whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's the only other flat earther I've ever met. It's like I've talked to the other. I've been on flat Earth internet. It's awesome. I've seen the maps. There's all these islands everywhere. Yeah, I'm a flat earther. Fuck you guys. I'm not stupid. Like, have you been to space? How the fuck do you know?
Border.
Flat Earth's just like sick, dude. It's like it's a lot more mythological. You know. It's cool. I'm pretty sure if the Bible says the Earth is flat, I'm not arguing with that. Sorry, man.
Into the United States, Trump has continued to criticize Harris.
And I did when I was president. We had the best border in the history of our...
I'm kind of bored of this, dude. I have a really good video in mind that I really want to watch though. Again, I know all of this. I've seen this in other videos, but Political Pineapple, go give this man a sub. Hell yeah, dude. I want to watch Young Don Reborn. Young Don Reborn. This is my favorite YouTuber at the moment. My favorite YouTuber used to be Hamza. I'm so glad I haven't made my favorite YouTuber list, because this dude's going on it. Yeah, this is what I wanted to watch. So he's a Trumper. He doesn't like Kamala. And I really like this guy. I really like and respect this man. So I want to know why he doesn't like Kamala. I've heard him say it a few times. He doesn't think women should be president either. Like my grandma. And my grandma is based. So, listen, obviously I've seen 3 minutes of this. I don't remember anything. I promise you. I was cleaning my room while I watched this. But I love this dude, Young Don. This is like, I watch all this stuff. This dude's a genius.
Donald Trump and Kamala Harris recently took to the stage to have what was supposed to be a steel cage match of minds.
I watched this whole thing. I watched it on Asmongold's stream. I was going to stream it, but my homie begged me to go to the bar with him. So we went to the bar. It was mid as hell. I wish I didn't go to the bar. I wish I streamed this. I bet I would have got so many views. I really wish I streamed. I can still do it, but it's like, I just came home so tired, and it was like Asmongold already streamed it, and like everybody else already streamed it, so I just didn't end up streaming it. But I always meant to talk about it. But this is kind of a good opportunity to do so. I watched this whole thing. He said she let in a bunch of immigrants, and the immigrants are eating dogs. She got owned, dude. What is she had no response to that. That's all anybody remembers from it. At the end of the day. Gotta do a 24-hour stream sometime, lol. I would. Listen, man. I would, but YouTube, they would delete 12 hours. Because every single live stream I do, it gets re-uploaded to the channel. So I was planning to do a 24-hour live stream. But I realized that this one time I streamed for 13 hours. And the video turned out to be 11 hours and 55 minutes. And if you look, those are the longest videos in my live section on my channel. And so because those are the longest live video, and I've streamed for longer than that, so anything past 11 hours and 55 minutes gets instantly deleted and lost to the void. That's just what happens. And then I'll never have access to those. So only if I ended at 11:55 and start it 1 second later. That's my only compromise. I wouldn't mind then in the slightest. Yeah, it's probably because I'm planning to be a full-time content creator. So when I do that 24-hour live stream, that's how I'm going to do it. Because everybody does 24-hour live streams. Yeah, dude, sorry I wasn't live for 30 seconds when I wanted to make sure I don't lose any content. Content's kind of priceless. Don't get distracted. Who's on, though? Nobody doing anything cool. Thank God.
Where they would mentally...
So I watched this debate. This debate was awesome. She was saying she said Trump hates poor people. And he said that they're eating the cats. And he was like, she's a border czar. She let them all in.
Duke it out in a battle of best policies and
re-upload it, lol. I don't have to ever re-upload anything. Oh, wait. I make it a 2-part. And then, like, end it and re-up. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to do 11:55. I'm going to stream for 11 hours and 55 minutes. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to hit end live, go live. And, you know, it'll probably be like a 13-second interval, but it's worth it because, yeah, it's going to kick everybody out of the live. That's the thing. Everybody in the live is going to say live over. But the real ones, they're going to have to press on my channel. And they're going to have to press on the live button again. And if they don't, that's what it is. But I can't afford to lose content as a young, early in my career content creator. I need that VOD.
For their past.
What if something viral worthy happens and it's lost to the void? You know what I mean? Screw that. I need the clips. I need the TikTok clips. Don't play with me. I love Young Don Reborn. That's a fucked up pause I did on you.
Instead, what we got was an embarrassing display of mainstream media's complete incapability to facilitate a fair and unbiased debate where the only judge would be the American people.
Young Don is angry. He said this was supposed to be a test of wit, a battle between ideologies, and it was supposed to be somewhere where the American people were the only judge. But apparently, he's mad because that's not what it was. And that is kind of what it felt like to me. I felt like they were definitely grilling Trump a little bit. Like, they were definitely grilling Trump a little bit. I remember that. They were like, Trump, would you like poor people? And he was like... I remember that. I just remember that they were definitely grilling Trump more than Kamala. They grilled Kamala like once, and it was the easiest, like underhand, slow pitch. And they're just like throwing these fastballs at Trump, and he's just like home runs every time, dude. It's crazy.
This debate was a complete sham, a farce, and a pathetic attempt by mainstream media to make Kamala Harris look as if she actually had the ability to go toe-to-toe with Donald Trump. But all it did was prove that she is so incapable.
Dude, okay, so here's the thing. Kamala's what, a 50-year-old woman? Right? Trump's a 78-year-old man. Who do you think is smarter? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, come on, dude. Age, experience, time spent on this earth. That shit means something. There's a reason that the ancient Greeks loved their elderly. They're wise. They're smart. She's 59. That's really not that old. Like, a lot of people live to be 100. Like, I'm just saying that Trump having a lot of years on her, like 19 years on her, that means something. Like, I don't expect him to be stupider from that fact. Me personally, like you know, I love my grandma, my grandmas. I love my grandpa. You know, like. I've always, like, a lot of people, they don't give old people the time of day, but I've always really valued them and loved the experience that I can get from their time on this earth, that I wasn't fucking around, you know what I mean? Trump has business smarts, and the country runs like a business, and everything revolves around money. 100%, dude. Me and my dad, we're construction workers, and all I'm saying is 2016 to 2020, the bag was plentiful. But, dude, listen, here's what it is. My dad said, I like Trump, but my life would be easier if Kamala was president. That's what my dad told me. But Grandma said that a woman has no business being president. And I don't think grandma's dumb.
Of actually standing up to pressure and scrutiny that the debate had to be rigged in her favor by Disney's ABC. So,
a lot of my fam and friends and I are in the blue-collar trades. Yes, sir. Us too.
let me walk you through my 3 major problems with the debate, exposing just how
I did remodeling all day today. It was sick. I really enjoy it. My dad's really sick of it because he's been doing it for like 20 something years, maybe even 30 now. But I love it. I love working with my hands. It's awesome. Young Don is also actually a construction worker.
how dishonest ABC truly was, and finally explaining why I believe that despite all of their malicious efforts, Donald Trump still came out on top.
Yes, sir, dude. That's all I'm... Listen. Yeah, I thought so, too. Here's why I think Trump won the debate. Because Kamala, they did her an injustice by giving her easy questions. Because it didn't really get... she didn't get to flex a lot. Tool and die's construction, trucking, and farming. Yep. Tool and die. So they gave Kamala a whole bunch of easy questions, and they treated her kind of like a toddler. And I get why they wanted to do it. They wanted to make Kamala look good, and they wanted Trump to look bad. I understand this. But they inadvertently did the opposite, because they gave Trump really difficult questions. And he answered them flawlessly, every single one. And they gave Kamala a whole bunch of easy questions, and she fumbled some, dude. You know what I mean? So, that's why she shouldn't be president. And also because Grandma said woman shouldn't be president. She should go start a garden or learn how to knit.
The first problem with the debate was that Kamala Harris was allowed to dodge the questions that were asked by the moderators and not held accountable.
100% I noticed that. Everybody was like on Trump. Stop avoiding the question! Stop avoiding the question! Kamala avoided a couple questions. That's embarrassing.
To respond to the points that Donald Trump made.
I didn't pick up on that until Young Don said that, but when Young Don said that, like, I just had like a huge replay of my mind of them getting on Trump's head for trying to dodge questions, and like in memory being like, hold up, she never answered that.
In his rebuttals, we see this.
I remember watching the ABC debate, and I was like, there's a question she didn't answer
from the very beginning with the very first.
And all of her answers were so vague.
First question.
Vice President Harris, you and President Trump were elected 4 years ago, and your opponent on the stage here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle class kid.
Get her the fuck out of here. She ain't from the streets. That's crazy right there. That's a huge component to why.
Years ago?
So I was raised as a middle class kid.
Now, Kamala.
Me and my dad had a talk today. I was like, Dad, feminism sucks and it's destroying families. Destroyed families. And my dad said, yeah, I guess, but for feminism to end, there needs to be real men around. And then the new generation will be raised right. And then I said, I think it's better in Saudi Arabia. I said that to my dad. And he said, in Saudi Arabia, they would have cut off your friend's hand for stealing. And I said, I bet there'd be less theft. And then he was like, in Saudi Arabia, it's a death sentence to get divorced. You know what I told my dad? I said, I bet there's a lot less divorce. And I meant it with all my heart because I was really mad at feminism. Because I watched this video of women being like, I don't cook, I don't clean. Give me all your money. I suck everyone's peen. And that's like every feminist, honestly. Like, and it's like, I completely think they have the right to do that, but I don't think that's gonna, I think that's gonna lead them to being 44 and living with 3 cats. And like, who wants that? What the hell? Why wouldn't you rather have like 10 kids and like 1 million grandkids that hang out with you and drink tea with you? And you know what I mean? Like, It's so much better. But it's like, in my opinion, but like, no, in everyone's opinion. Come on, dude. They're not happy. Quit playing with me.
Can be summarized like this. She was raised in a middle-class family, which, if I have to hear that one more time, bro, right? She wants to...
Doubt it. I bet she grew up hella rich.
Create an opportunity economy. Housing is too expensive. She wants to give a tax cut of $6,000.
They say houses are too expensive, okay? What are you gonna do about it? What I heard was that the Rockefellers, BlackRock Coffee, and the Illuminati are buying up all the houses in America. That's what I was told. That's what I believe. So how is houses being too expensive gonna be how is she gonna do anything about, oh, she's gonna close the free market. She's gonna be like, no, this house, it's illegal to make it cost that much. That piece of bread, it's illegal to make it cost that much. What a world we live in. Is that okay? Is that no? Because that's how communism started, right? And communism is bad. I feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, okay? So, is it broke? Is it broke? Is there stuff to fix? Roe v. Wade, they're claiming something's broke. Some stuff is broke. In particular, freedom of speech is kind of broke. It kind of doesn't exist anymore. So, that's kind of broken. I'll say that much. People owning weapons and bearing arms, that's definitely not broke. But here's what I'm questioning. Is houses... inflation sucks. Isn't Trump going to kill the inflation? Who's going to make the inflation go down? That's what I want to know, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck is this about? Kamala's saying... She's saying she's going to make stuff cheaper. People are soft, to be honest. Fair. Based. Yeah, that's true, bro. I could stop working construction with my dad and go get a job at Burger King any day. McDonald's, you know what I mean? It's like, the opportunities are out there. Like, what is she talking about? Houses are a lot more expensive now. But here's the thing, inflation is also a thing. Like, anybody whose grandparents lived in America, their grandparents' first job was they probably got paid like $5 an hour. Or yeah, that's probably what they got paid, genuinely, on everything. People with grandparents, their grandparents' first job was $5 an hour. Now the legal limit is $16 an hour. So, in Washington. I know it's different per state. So here's the thing. I feel like that kind of match, I don't know, because houses got out of control because billionaires and rich people have all the money. Whoa, dude. Interesting.
Dollars to families with a new baby, and she also wants to give a $50,000 tax deduction to new small businesses. And she closed by attacking Trump's economic plan of cutting corporate taxes and cutting taxes for those in the highest tax.
That's nice. That's good. That's good stuff, Young Don. What's the problem? I like that. This could be... Oh, I know a lot of motherfucking crackheads see this shit right now. No, because that's just a tax cut. Crackheads don't pay no fucking taxes. So never mind. My argument doesn't stand. 50,000 new business tax cut. I like this. I like this one a lot. And I kind of like this one. I pray this doesn't encourage somebody to have children in order to get this. But new business tax cut is definitely great.
Bracket. Finally,
leave the people alone, bro. Come on, you don't need all of our freaking money, dude. Are you kidding me? Can't they just print more, bro? No, because then it'll inflate. Because that's what Germany did. Germany in World War I, they printed more and their economy fell to shit. IMO, if you're a legal law-abiding citizen without any violent convictions, you should be able to own any firearms. Absolutely. 100%. High capacity, etc. Bump stock. Dude, I can't believe... Can we have... No. You can have an AK-47 as long as it's not fully automatic. I'm pretty sure. Which sucks, because I want the auto. Just don't tell him. If they ask, yeah, it's not automatic.
She attacked Trump's use of tariffs as a means of generating income for the country. Now,
Southport 420, my guy. All of my family is gonna hate this, but I know you'll appreciate this. High capacity. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, so I haven't smoked in 2 days. I didn't smoke weed for 2 days. And I scripted a YouTube video talking about why I'm quitting weed. In the video, I was going to say, weed makes you lazy. Let's just relax today. Fiending, jonesing. What I mean by that is when I don't have weed, I want weed. But it's not that bad. Like, you don't, I mean, here's the thing. I didn't smoke for 2 days, and I was planning to quit, but today I'm smoking. Because it was a fucked up day. And I was jonesing, man. I was fiending for it. I have some hot takes, dude. At the end of the day, weed gives you unearned dopamine, huh? Your reason for smoking is important. But here's the thing. As a human, you could go get dopamine from, like, working out and getting an 8-pack, right? You could get dopamine by doing that. Or you could just smoke some weed and get dopamine like that. So, damn, I should low-key... It's not that big a deal if you do it, like... just don't do it all the time. That's all it is. Just don't be that guy that smokes 24/7, which is actually pretty easy to do. And that doesn't mean you can't have a nice little 2-3 day stoner weed binge, you know what I mean? AR stands for Armor Light, a manufacturer, not assault rifle, which is what I want, which is what a lot of people get wrong. AR stands for Armor Light, a manufacturer, not assault rifle. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I never knew that, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, that's cool. Armor Light. I don't know, this seems pretty good. My dad said his life would be easier if Kamala was president, but my grandma said that women shouldn't be president.
which one of these statements answers the question, do you believe that Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
This is exactly what I mean. She was like, do you think Americans are better off 4 years ago than they were today? And what she did was just like say all the bad things with today.
That was the question she was asked, and as you can see, she completely dodged it. So here is how Trump responded. He defended his strategy of raising revenue by employing tariffs on imports, and then he reminded the viewer,
damn straight, yeah, they want to sell stuff in our country, they better give us a cut. What the fuck? How is this even a fucking question? How is this even a question? You telling me they want to, but it's going to discourage people from selling their goods? That's fine, order it online. What the it's not that deep, bro. Junk food is bad for you. Like, you don't need Japanese soda. Like, just drink the regular one, dude. Like, if you really want the one with Japanese letters, go there or order it online. Also, semi-auto firearms only shoot as fast as you pull your finger. Trigger auto. Bro, I don't know about you, but in the state of Washington, a switch is a common thing. 100%. I know other states where it's also a common thing. A switch is a common thing, dude. Yeah. Switch is like, you listen, man. You see an officer or something, right? You just take that shit off, hide it in your sock, like, hold it in between your butt cheeks. You know what I mean, brother? Like, get on about your day, put that shit back on.
That many of the tariffs that Trump put in place during his presidency were left in place by the Biden
This YouTube ad is fucking crazy
administration, which proves that the tariffs were a net benefit financially to the country and thus makes Kamala a hypocrite and a two-faced deceiver because she is trying to demonize something that she knows to be positive. Otherwise, it reveals that the Biden-Harris administration was negligent in repealing the tariffs.
Young Don Reborn, give him a sub.
In the economy and adding to inflation, which, as we all know, has been completely out of control during their entire administration. Now, no,
you can say that again. The inflation has been completely out of control for Biden's entire Biden and Kamala's entire administration. Kamala's been president for the last couple of months, dude. Biden is just like, yeah, peace out. That was their plan the whole time. They just kept us on the edge of their seat. I mean, I didn't really pay attention. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, oh, Kanye and Trump didn't win. Oh, well, Sleepy Joe, haha. You know, inflation. Both real as fuck. I really liked Joe Biden a lot because during the Obama terms and even during the Trump terms, there was a fuck ton of Joe Biden memes on iFunny. There was just a million Joe Biden memes. And they were really good. It would be like Joe Biden showing Obama his phone, and they would be like, hey, look, we're in a meme, or something like that. Or just be like Joe making a funny face, and it was awesome. But I've heard him get up on stage and do like speeches. Here's the thing, dude. They did Joe Biden because they knew Joe Biden could win. But y'all gotta give Joe Biden a break, dude. Y'all gotta let that man retire. Like, he's too tired to be your president, brother. I'm sorry. I kind of don't hate him. He kind of, yes, our country's kind of not as chill as it was in 2016 to 2020. 2016 to 20. Here's why I want to vote for Trump. 2016 to 2020, life was good as fuck. Life was good as fuck. And it's not to say life isn't good as fuck now, but Pokemon Go, dude. Overwatch 1, not 2, dude. Counter-Strike, not Counter-Strike 2. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, excuse me. Life was good. There was still a hope that the Disney Star Wars would be good. Endgame happened. Like, it's not just nostalgia. Shit was good, man. Alright, listen, you know, inflation and shrinkflation are both real. Hey, what's shrinkflation, man?
Notice how Trump actually responded to one of the 2 points that Kamala made criticizing him. Kamala then offered a rebuttal.
Your tariffs are bad, but you kept my tariffs.
She blamed Trump for the health and unemployment crises that were caused by COVID, which I think is ridiculous because the entire world shut down. There wasn't a single country that didn't see these kinds of negative effects from COVID. Furthermore, when Trump placed travel restrictions on China as well as other countries during COVID, he was demonized by the Democratic Party, and specifically by both Biden and Harris. Here is a tweet by Joe Biden the day after Trump imposed travel restrictions, calling him a xenophobe, and a Facebook post by Kamala Harris saying that his restrictions were fueled by hate.
What the fuck is a xenophobe? Person having dislike or prejudice against people of other countries. Is Trump a xenophobe? I don't think so.
Liberals like to pretend that Joe Biden's tweet had nothing to do with the travel ban, but if you believe that, well, I have a bridge to sell you that I think you might be interested in. Now, could Trump have done a better job in regards to COVID? Absolutely. The travel bans should have come sooner and they should have been stricter.
What? I was leaning more on the side on why travel ban. If you want to risk it, you know what I mean? Like, let the natural selection occur or whatever. Me personally, bro, I didn't believe in COVID for a second. Never once in my life. Oh, but every time I say that, I get banned. I'm not allowed to say that shit. How does everybody else get away with it? How do people make YouTube videos on COVID, but when I do it, I get copyright striked? Fuck. I never believed in COVID. I'm fine. Like, it should never happen. Everybody around me was like, oh, I got it 6 times. Oh, I got it 3 times. But, like, I think that it happened right before the motherfucking Jeffrey Epstein list was about to come out. And, yeah. You know, they needed something to fucking scare us with, distract us, so we forget about that. But, you know, some of us didn't. We gotta do P. Diddy. P. Diddy content would be crazy. Oh, dude, I love this React content. I'm gonna react to a lot more stuff. It's good.
That would have certainly slowed.
It's kind of very podcasty in a way, because I just realized whenever I rewatch this, like, I've seen the video once, you know? But when I rewatch this, what I'm really gonna want to look for and see is myself in my takes, because that's gonna be a lot more interesting for me. Because I'm probably gonna remember those less than the video I watched. Yeah, because I'm really good at retaining information from videos. I'll tell you that. And another thing is, just double check my takes, see what I'm saying. Meditate on them.
The initial spread here.
Being a reaction content creator is a lot like journaling, just in video format.
America.
And I like that a lot because I like to journal.
But ultimately, it probably would have played out exactly how it played out regardless, as the jab clearly didn't stop people from getting COVID. Many people who got the jab still caught it. It was incredibly contagious, and possibly by design. And so a widespread pandemic was more than likely inevitable. And how would have Harris and Biden done better? Well, the fact that they call Trump a hateful xenophobe for his travel restrictions just tells me that they would have left the front door wide open, and things would have been even worse. Under Trump's administration, the jab was developed in less than a year, the fastest development of a vaccine in medical history. So suddenly being the fastest in the world is not good enough. Maybe she thinks the vaccines should have been made mandatory by Trump. Well, then she needs to take a look in the mirror and ask herself why Biden didn't do that.
And he cussed, right? And I was like, hey bro, try not to cuss. And then I go like this, and I'd go like this. And he said, so cussing's not okay, but what PDX Mark just did is okay. And I was like, it's fine, bro. I want like this. Like, it's not a big deal. Wow, dude. But yeah, interesting. You know what I mean?
Far worse, or at the very least, just as bad. But that aside, notice how Kamala not only never answered the questions she was asked, but also was not held accountable to respond to the points Trump made in his rebuttals regarding tariffs. In any legitimate debate, the debaters are expected to actually answer the questions that they are asked and respond to the points made by their opponents. Kamala completely dodged the point that Trump made about the Biden-Harris administration leaving tariffs or leaving his tariffs in place, even though she is now criticizing Trump for his proposed continued use of tariffs. Let's look at one more example of this happening and then move on to my second problem with the debate.
Vice President Harris, I do want to ask for your response, and you heard what the president said there, because the Biden administration did keep a number of the Trump tariffs in place. So how do you respond?
Well, let's be clear that the Trump administration resulted in a trade deficit, one of the highest we've ever seen in the history of America. He invited trade wars. You want to talk about his deal with China? What he ended up doing is, under Donald Trump's presidency, he ended up selling American chips to China to help them improve and modernize their military, basically sold us out, when a policy about China should be in making sure the United States of America wins the competition for the 21st century, which means focusing on the details of what that requires, focusing on relationships with our allies, focusing on investing in American-based technology so that we win the race on AI, on quantum computing.
I like what she's saying, dude. Is America a third world country, chat? No. I mean, Wikipedia says first world, but I saw a meme that said America is officially a third world country. What does that mean? Third world. During the Cold War to define countries that remained non-aligned with either NATO or the Warsaw Pact. That's chill. What the hell? That's chill as hell. Who cares? When people think third world country, they imagine like the worst possible living conditions on Earth. But I mean, it's just not being a part of NATO. Or, I'm sorry, is there two sides? NATO or the Warsaw Pact? Yeah, what is this? Collective Defense Treaty signed in Warsaw, Poland, between the Soviet Union and 7 other Eastern Bloc Socialist republics. I didn't know what this was, but I can read Russian. Did you know that? Warszawski договор. Warszawski договор. Warsaw Pact. Союз мира и социализма. Bro, what? Socialism? Socialism still exists? Are you kidding me? Is this seriously? For real? You're lying to me. Is the Warsaw this thing? Yeah, let me find out about this. Is this still going on? Dissolved 1991. So what's up with those countries now? What happened to every country in the Soviet Union? I'm actually really curious. The Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. That's so interesting. Countries such as Lithuania and Latvia underwent dramatic transformations by quickly turning to the West, adopting Western ideals and politic leanings, while other countries such as Armenia and Tajikistan have struggled to flourish in the post-Soviet era. Many citizens remain poverty-stricken, while the states. So what happened to Russia, my guy? The solution, and what happened? I want to know what happened to Russia and to Ukraine. That's what I'm most curious about. I don't know. I should probably do this. Russia, inflation. Oh yeah, that was Russia. So me, my dad's Russian, my mom's Ukrainian, basically. So I want to know what happened to Russia. Yeah, let's look up what happened to Russia and Ukraine. I just asked Google. What happened to Russia after? Oh, I feel so smart. After 1991. That's when the Soviet Union dissolved, my boys. I forgot the exact date. After the dissolution, December 31st, 1991. I'll never forget. Russia experienced many changes, including Russia's economy contracted almost 50% between 1991 and 1997. Experienced hyperinflation in the early 1990s. Social dysfunction, poverty, corruption, and capital flight increased dramatically. Political changes. Boris Yeltsin became a president of the newly independent Russian state after Yeltsin resigned in 1991. So they have a new ruler. Wait, no way it was Putin. No, it was Boris. Boris Yeltsin became the president of the newly independent Russia state after Yeltsin resigned in 1999. Vladimir Putin has dominated Russia's politics, either president or prime minister. Everybody was like, Vlad, put Vlad in charge. Vlad knows what's up, dude. That's badass. Hell yeah, dude. My mom hates Vladimir Putin, dude. My mom's Ukrainian. She genuinely despises that guy. Like, with a passion. I just think he's so cool. He rides on the horse shirtless. He does jujitsu, dude. He rolls. You know that? Military conflicts. Numerous military conflicts and ethnic clashes occurred, leading to humanitarian crises and many internally displaced people. And they link it too. That's beautiful, actually. Black Sea Fleet. Russia and Ukraine negotiated the retaliation of the Black Sea Fleet from 1977. Oh, I know all about this, dude. I remember this happening a lot in my entire life. This was always like a huge thing. That was like, it's been happening my entire life. This is fucking crazy. Russia and Ukraine negotiated the recollection of the Black Sea. I've been there. It's fucking, it might have been, I think so. It was fucking awesome. Fleet from 1997 to 2017, which was terminated in 2014. 2014 was a fucking banger year, dude. Holy. I miss 2014, dude. YouTube in 2014, life in 2014. Fuck, dude. Good times. If I knew you in 2014. So now I know what happened to Russia after 1991, and I kind of know more or less what happened to Ukraine too. Not exactly as much, but Russia and Ukraine negotiated there. So I remember this shit. They were like, so look, and when we had the Soviet Union, we shared this Black Sea Fleet, okay? And they no longer did that anymore, which resulted in we'll call them issues. But what happened to Ukraine after 1991? Following the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Ukraine became an independent state, formalized with the referendum with enlargement of European Union in 2004. So they enlarged the European Union. Okay. What the hell does that mean? Following this, Ukraine became an independent state. I understand, just like Russia. So yeah, they're just like, yeah, we're our own country. We're called, yep, formalized with the referendum. I want to know what the frick this means, dude, because I just don't, you know. A general vote. Okay, so like America, they started voting. I don't know shit about Ukraine, man. It's pretty cool. I'd love to read all of this. Am I gonna do it on stream? Should I do it? Should I read? I'll give you some more options, but that's kind of interesting. I'm pretty curious. Do I watch a video or do I read the Wikipedia? We could just look up my question on YouTube too if we ever don't feel like reading. Real talk. Yeah, that's probably more entertaining. Let's see. What happened? Yeah, dude, come on. Somebody made a video about this. I'll come back to this, dude. I love how we just got off topic, but like I need to know what I like. I like this video, Young Don W video. I definitely want to finish this before anything.
Computing, focusing on.
Listen, I know a lot of the chatters are new. Watch video. I know a lot of the chatters are new, but this video is freaking sick. Basically, what happened was she said Trump doesn't like tariffs, and Trump said you kept my tariffs. And then they said, do you think life was better or worse for Americans 4 years ago? And she didn't answer the question.
What we need to do.
And that's where we're at, okay? Instead of answering the question, she said houses are too expensive, and I'm going to make them cheaper. And if you have a newborn baby, you get a $6,000 tax cut. Literally. That's what and then Trump was like, she's letting everybody in, the illegal immigrants.
To support America's workforce.
So I follow the plot completely. And like, I feel like I have a big brain for it.
Having on the short end of
I know the complete importance. This is like Endgame, IRL, honestly.
The stick in terms of workers' rights. But what Donald Trump did, let's talk about this, with COVID, is he actually thanked President Xi.
Again, not only does she completely dodge the question, she then changed the subject to COVID again, and the moderators refused to press Kamala to actually answer the question of why they left his tariffs in place. Obviously, because the tariffs were a good thing. They were good before and they're still good now.
Tariffs were sick because what a tariff is if let's say a Japanese man said, hey, let me sell Japanese soda to you in your country. And a tariff is like, yeah, okay, but you're gonna have to pay me to be able to do that. And it's like, get your bag, yo. You know, our economy's in the gutter, dude. We're negative. Like we don't need a tariff. The fuck?
This happened all night for the entire debate. This alone, in my opinion, makes the debate a complete farce and why it shouldn't be taken seriously. This brings me to my second problem with
Young Don is pissed.
The debate.
Young Don is pissed because Kamala dodged every question.
Moderators who were completely biased in favor of.
I didn't even notice because like I know so little about her that when she just got up there and started telling me her plans, like, you know, I was like, all right, what's up? Like, you know,
helping Kamala and undermine Trump the entire time.
Last year, you said that you were proud to be the most pro-life president in American history. Then last month, you said that your administration would be great for women and their reproductive rights. In your home state of Florida, you surprised many with regard to your 6-week abortion ban because you initially had said that it was too short. And you said, quote, I'm going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. But then the very next day, you reversed course and said you would vote to support the.
I gotta get a motherfucking Twitter, dude. Holy balls, dude. Follow Trump on Twitter. Dude, I can't believe I don't have Twitter. I'll make one. And then we'll multi-stream to Twitter as well. Big brain. I feel like I've already made one. Let me see. I feel like I made a Twitter so that I could stream. I can multi-stream to Twitter. Oh man, not good to dox myself. I should have done this off stream. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back, dude. I know it's kind of too late, but whatever.
6-week ban. Vice President Harris says that women shouldn't trust you on the issue of abortion because you've changed your position so many times. Therefore, why should they trust you?
Well, Firstly, the question is loaded, with the moderator asserting that Trump had changed his position so many times within recent history on the issue of abortion, claiming that Trump first opposed.
Listen, dude, I'm such a silly goof because next time I want to log into Twitter or something, I'll just put some, I'll play some music and I'll do one of these. And that's all I gotta do. Now I gotta actually edit the video, the VOD. But whatever. Just I'll remember for next time. I want to like log into something.
A 6-week abortion ban that was to take place in Florida, and then afterwards supported it. However,
This is exactly what I mean. They said, Kamala, do you think the country was worse or better 4 years ago? That's such like an easy question. They said, Trump, you said you were the most pro-life president, but then you said 6-week abortion ban is too short. Damn.
Not find a single statement by Trump where he specifically supports the 6-week ban that was recently passed in Florida. Instead, what Trump has done and what he has said repeatedly is that
fake news, yellow journalism,
that he supports the right of each individual state to pass laws as they see fit concerning abortion. So liberals are now manipulating this fact to try and make it seem as if Trump went from thinking that 6 weeks is too short of a window to allow for abortion, to then thinking that 6 weeks is enough time. This is an outright lie that was baked into the question to make Trump seem wishy-washy on abortion. This displays a clear...
That's the first thing I freaking thought when I heard that. I said, Trump, you're wishy-washy on abortion? What the image I got in my head was like he just says what they wanted to make it seem like he'll say anything it takes to get the vote. It made him seem like a grifter. It made him seem like party guy. It made me seem like some people would come up and he knows they hate abortion, right? So they'd be like, do you like abortion? And he's like, abortion? No, I don't rock with that abortion shit. And then he went to another state and they were like, they really rocked with abortion. And they're like, you rock with abortion? And he was like, yeah, it's just alright. And that's the image of him I had in my head when they said that. But Young Don said this shit never happened.
Bias against Trump and is evidence that the moderators were actively trying to help Kamala by lying about Trump's position in the actual question. Now, since we're on the topic and people think that I never criticized Trump, I want to say this because it's completely false that I will just blindly support Trump no matter what he says. The reason why most of my criticisms are against Kamala is because Kamala is far worse than Trump.
Why?
And almost every single one of her positions are worth criticizing. She's a Marxist. She's a communist. She's a progressive. All of her positions are dog dookie, right? Trump, on the other hand, has far better policies that I philosophically am in total agreement with, but he's not perfect. And this is one area where I disagree with him. I personally believe life begins at conception, and there are no circumstances where abortion should be allowed. In the case of the mother's life being at risk, such as with an ectopic pregnancy, for instance, terminate...
Don's grifting, dude. Listen, he has 2 kids. I feel like maybe after I have children, I'll feel very differently on abortion. In my opinion. I feel like, you know? Who knows, but...
in that pregnancy would not be considered an abortion, in my opinion, because...
he says this is fine. He says this is... Young Don claims this is okay. But this isn't. I fought these in South Park, the Stick of Truth, dude. This is a hot button topic, dude. You can get views talking about this. I was playing South Park and you had to fight a bunch of fetuses, little babies. They were great. They were Nazi zombie fetuses on everything in my life. And then the final boss was a giant one. It was. You gotta watch the video to find out who is responsible for it. But that was an awesome game. But Young Don says this is chill. This is not chill. Okay, Young Don, that's fair. Thank you. Chat, what do we think about abortion? Type 1. Type 1. If you agree with Young Don here. If you think this is chill and this is not chill. Like, here's the thing. A lot of people, they say this is not chill. A lot of people. Type 1 if you think, and type 2 if you disagree. Type 2 if you say this is chill. 1 or 2, chat. I'll wait. Oh, yeah, I'll wait, boys. Yeah, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know, dude? You telling me this is okay to abort this guy? This little dude? I'll bite, dude. Like, fair enough. I feel like, but what if they don't know? It's like, but how do you not know? You know? How do you not fucking know? You know. Come on, don't fuck with me. You telling me you're not gonna know? Like, I mean, listen. I'm still not super sure, but like, I understand what he's saying. This seems like a pretty chill take. He's okay with aborting this. That's what he said.
Risks, such as with an ectopic pregnancy, for instance, terminating that pregnancy would not be considered an abortion, in my opinion, because
see, that's exactly what he said. He said this is chill.
In that situation, the fertilized egg is trapped in the fallopian tube and will not survive under any circumstances if left alone. Essentially, it's the same as a miscarriage. That fetus was dead on arrival, with no chance of maturing into a fully developed baby. Every other medical condition which can potentially threaten the life of the mother are things which can be managed with medication and lifestyle changes. And if it does come to the point where they have to induce labor or perform an emergency C-section, neither of those qualify as an abortion, but instead those babies are merely being born prematurely, and if they happen to die after being delivered, that is of no fault of the mother or the doctor. Very different from intentionally killing the baby as to remove the baby from the uterus. So why does Trump seem to support allowing for some window of time for a woman to have an abortion? I think it's primarily to do with women getting pregnant as a result of rape or incest. Now, though I believe that these are not good reasons to kill a baby, because I think killing babies is wrong, I can sympathize with people who do think that it is a legitimate reason. I think it's a logical, natural, and human reaction. And though I personally wouldn't support it, and I wouldn't advise anyone to do it, even if it was someone I loved, because that baby, if raised properly and given love, can become someone who changes the world in a positive way and takes care of that same mother when she's older. And
He's not wrong. That was beautiful.
I personally would help any loved one that finds themselves in that situation. However, I'm not going to judge or condemn a woman or a husband or a father that makes that decision, even though I disagree. And so I think that's where Trump is coming from. He's not trying to pander to liberals. He's leaving room for women who are victims of rape. And does that leave room for careless and promiscuous women to abuse that freedom to use abortion as a form of retroactive birth control? Yes. But that's the reality we live in, the reality that we do not live in a perfect world. Trump is not a perfect man, and there aren't very many perfect solutions. But I think it's far better than the position which the Democrats propose, which is to allow for unrestricted abortions for any reason up until the 9th month, which is a fact. In Minnesota, the state where Kamala Harris's running mate is the governor, or was the governor, you can get an abortion all the way up until birth. Now,
Minnesota. You go to Minnesota anytime you want, chat. Know what I'm saying? Whoa. You telling me that's chill, dude? You telling me 8 months is chill?
Now, with that said, let's refocus on this sham of a debate. My third issue with the debate was the fact that the moderators fact-checked Trump repeatedly whilst failing to fact-check
100%. I noticed that.
a single time. And Kamala did certainly make many false statements. And not only was there this biased fact-checking being performed, but
this video needs more views, chat. Saying it, chill. Classic. Young Don W.
they fact-checked in a way to misrepresent what Trump said, building a straw man to discredit and undermine Donald Trump. Let's take a look at an example. While responding to the question on abortion, Trump said this.
They have abortion in the 9th month. They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, who's doing an excellent job, but the governor before, he said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby. And that's why I did that, because that predominates, because they're radical. The Democrats are radical in that. And her vice presidential pick, which I think was a horrible pick, by the way, for our country, because he is really out of it. But her vice
Kamala kills babies.
Presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month is absolutely fine. He also says execution after birth. It's an execution, no longer
That's her vice president.
abortion, because the baby is born, is okay. And that's not okay with me, hence the vote.
After which, at the end of his statement, the moderator said this.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
This completely misrepresented what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump did not say that it is currently legal anywhere in America to kill a baby after he is born.
Oh, dude, they're smooth with it. They just they said anything to try to make him sound stupid, but I know exactly what Young Don is about to say because I heard it. I paid it really close attention. Donald Trump said that it's okay to get an abortion anytime up until contraception. So up until birth, it's chill. But then also Trump said, her VP once said that this should be what's legal. That's what her vice president.
And by the moderator saying what she said without giving him an opportunity to clarify what he said or what he meant.
People need to see this MF video, dude. I'm gonna make YouTube and TikTok shorts about this video because people need to hear this.
It made him sound ignorant and crazy. Here's what Trump is referring to when he mentioned that the previous governor of West Virginia supports the idea of killing a baby after it is born.
There was a very contentious committee hearing yesterday when Fairfax County Delegate Kathy Tran made her case for lifting restrictions on third trimester abortions, as well as other restrictions now in place. And she was pressed by a Republican delegate about whether her bill would permit an abortion even as a woman is essentially dilating, ready to give birth. And she answered that it would permit an abortion at that stage of labor. Do you support her measure and explain her answer?
Yeah, and I wasn't there, Julie, and I certainly can't speak for Delegate Tran, but I would tell you first thing I would say is this is why decisions such as this should be made by providers, physicians, and the mothers and fathers that are involved.
Are you not a father involved, my dude?
When we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. And it's done in cases where there may be severe deformities, there may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example...
You got me fucked up. You know who this guy is? This guy is like Barney's lame friend from How I Met Your Mother, dude. You know, you know. The one that was on the left side? The one that was on the left side? No. I don't know, homie, I'm so sorry. I have no idea what you're talking about. The one that was on the left side, I think that means Kamala Harris. I'm not sure, though. And then, I'm not sure what that no is, too. Oh, probably you don't think that's chill. The fetus, yeah.
If a
Are you saying it's up to the fetus?
mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So
The governor clearly said that the baby would be put aside and the mother will have an opportunity to decide what to do with the baby. Now, liberals have dressed this up to make it sound like this only applies to babies born incredibly deformed that are on life support. However, let's take an actual look at the committee hearing where the Democratic delegate Kathy Tran articulated the true details of this bill.
Delegate Tran.
Yes, sir.
How late in a pregnancy would your bill apply if a physician was simply willing to certify that the continuation of the pregnancy would impair the mental health of the woman? How late are we talking about?
Well, so the way the suggestion that we've made in the bill is to say it's in the third trimester and at the, with the certification of the physician. So
how late in the third trimester would you be able to do that?
It's very unfortunate that our physicians, witnesses, were not able to attend today to speak specifically.
No, I'm
to
talking
that.
about your bill. How late in the third trimester could a physician perform an abortion if he indicated it would impair the mental health of the woman?
Or physical health.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about the mental health.
So, through the third trimester. The third trimester goes all the way up to 40 weeks.
Okay, but to the end of the third trimester.
Yep, I don't think we have a limit in the bill.
So where it's obvious that a woman is about to give birth, she has physical signs that she is about to give a birth, would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified? She's dilating.
Mr. Chairman, that would be a decision that the doctor, the physician, and the woman would
I understand
make at
that. I'm
that
asking
point.
if your bill allows that.
My bill would allow that, yes.
So there it is, no debate. This bill would not only apply to terminally
Dilation. The fuck am I watching? What? This is real life. Oh my god. What the frick, dude? Jesus. Dilating, dude. I just processed, like, that's not chill, dude. I mean, listen, they didn't say anything about an execution knife. Oh, that chick did. That chick did. But, the other dude, Kamal's VP, he said we'd put the baby aside and then we'd decide, ultimately the mother would decide what to do with the baby. Because they don't want the government involved in what the mother does to the baby. So abortion is fight for baby rights. Damn. I'm like understanding this issue more and more. It's I just pressed on a Young Don video. I didn't know what this was gonna be.
ill, deformed
I just wanted to know about Trump and Kamala. Damn, dude.
babies on life support, as the Dems would like you to believe, but rather it would allow for a woman to have the baby after birth on the grounds of
He bleeped out the word uninstalled.
nothing more than the baby posing a risk to the mental health of the mother. The baby could be perfectly healthy if the woman decided during labor that it would cause mental health problems. She can have her baby. Those are just the facts. That is what Donald Trump referred to, and he was 100% right. And he brought it up to show or to point out just how extreme and radical the Democratic Party has become. He never said there was already a law in place. This was manipulative, deceptive, and incorrect fact-checking on the part
That's exactly what I said. Classic PDX Mark W.
of these liberal Marxist moderators. Lastly, to drive this point home, let's look at an example of Kamala lying and observe how she wasn't fact-checked at all. Now, technically, the point I just made about the West Virginia governor supporting a bill that would allow for the killing of a baby after he's born is a fact check, because Kamala denied it and said that Trump was lying. So Kamala was actually the person who should have been fact-checked in this situation, not Trump. But here's another example. And
dude, that's crazy. Trump was like, hey, Kamala is chill with killing babies all the way up until dilation. And Kamala was like, that's not true. And then the girl that asks the questions, she said, there's no state in America that allows that. That's not what Trump said.
And this time I'm going to play a video from another channel who has already done a lot of work debunking some of the many lies that she told during the debate.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
So this genius, the current vice president, by the way.
I'm so sorry. Listen, I was thinking about Russia and Ukraine after the 1991 December 31st Soviet Union collapsed. What I want to know now is what Kamal
Lies
said.
that she told during the debate.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
So this genius, the current vice president, by the way, wants to be the commander-in-chief, but doesn't know that we have U.S. troops in combat zones. I mean, on the day of the debate, U.S. Central Command put out a press release reporting that U.S. forces took out Houthi drones and missile systems that presented a clear and imminent threat to U.S. and coalition forces.
Tampa, Florida. In the past 24 hours, the U.S. Central Command successfully destroyed 5 Iranian-backed Houthi uncrewed aerial vehicles, a drone, and 2 missile systems in Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. Okay, so yeah, we have troops in Yemen. It was determined these... So, that's funny. This is just like saying, yeah, by the way, September 10th, 2024, yeah, we have troops in Yemen.
That are protecting merchant vessels in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden from attack. And of course, there's this clip that went viral.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. What? But let's understand. So where the are we right now?
That's awesome.
You to watch the entire video, so you can see just how many times Kamala lied during the debate. So ultimately, who won? I believe Donald Trump. Future Don here. As I was editing the end of this video, I wasn't satisfied with my articulation of why I believe Donald Trump won the debate. It sounded more complicated than it needed to be. Donald Trump won because Kamala Harris is faker than a $2 bill, and I can see right through her like a brand new, freshly Windexed window on a sunny summer day. Liberals have been making a lot of fuss over how composed Kamala was at times compared to Trump.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
That's all I remember, dude.
Who did seem to lose his cool for a moment or two. But that just highlights the difference between the left and the right. The right cares about what's really there, while the left only cares about how things look. The right cares about what you're really trying to say, while the left only cares about how you say what you say. Trump came across as authentic, strong, confident, And even with all the help Kamala got in the debate from ABC and the moderators, I think he answered his questions well, and I never once felt like she got the better of Trump in an exchange. His policies are better, his record is better, and he defended his positions well. And so that's why I think Trump won the debate. But let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.
W video. Trump definitely won the debate. Trump definitely won the debate, I'll tell you what. Kamala thinks it's chill. At Dilation, dude. She just got cooked. How are we gonna vote for her? Do we want to watch Kamala Harris fumble a solo interview? Probably. But what I'm super duper interested in is what happened to Ukraine after 1991. I need to know the history. Brief history of modern Ukraine. Dude, if it doesn't start in 1991 at least, I don't want to hear about it.
Ukraine's independence came in 19...
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I should learn everything else, dude. I will eventually.
Independence came
I will eventually, but this is what I want to learn about first. I'll just do it in backwards.
In 1991, the Soviet Union had collapsed, and as it splintered, a number of new nations emerged. Ukraine...
That's Ukraine? Is that Ukraine today? Ukraine said, yo, I'm gonna be my own country. Like, I'm gonna take this dude and these guys. I'm gonna take this guy and these guys.
Was one of the largest. Its population entered a number of new nations.
Dude, that's cool. It looks like a, a dragon, honestly. That's dope.
Emerged. Ukraine was one of the largest. Its population was 52 million. It was 1,200 kilometers from east to west, and with that land came a huge farming sector worth over $20 billion now, or close to 15 billion pounds. And as democracy moved east, this was a moment of optimism. In 1991, Ukrainians celebrated their first election. The US called it momentous. One voter described a flowering of our soul. But for all the enthusiasm, democracy couldn't...
That's so cool, dude. They had 1776 and 1991 in Ukraine. You guys get that? That's wild. They had 1776 and 1991 in Ukraine.
Change Ukraine's geography or its history. To the east was Russia. To the west was Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary. All three had communist past. By 2004, all three had joined the European Union. Being pro-Russia or pro-Europe became a fundamental dividing line in Ukrainian politics, and months later, we saw how. Amidst allegations of electoral fraud, what became known as the Orange Revolution began, and two men were the focus. Viktor Yanukovych, who was pro-Russia and who'd initially been declared the winner, and Viktor Yushchenko, here on the right, who was pro-Europe and would become president after a new vote. And while the outcome of that election was settled, relations with Russia were not. In 2010, there was a further twist. Yanukovych was re-elected, and then in 2013, he would take a decision with huge ramifications. Chris Morris reported at the time.
As EU leaders arrived for the Eastern Partnership Summit, something was missing. The centerpiece was supposed to have been the signing of an association agreement with Ukraine.
But it didn't happen. Under pressure from Russia, Yanukovych walked away from that deal with the EU, and another revolution would begin. There were weeks of protests and crackdowns, and in the end, Yanukovych would flee this country estate just outside Kiev and head for Russia. Watching from Moscow was Vladimir Putin. This was his cue to act. First, Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine. It's a peninsula on the Black Sea. Weeks later, pro-Russia rebels seized two regions in the east of Ukraine. Russia already divided Ukrainian politics. Now Putin was dividing the country itself. But the turn towards the West that frustrated him then remains now. One recent poll shows 68% of Ukrainians are in favor of joining the EU. Already pro-Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine. It's a peninsula.
They annexed. I gotta fact check this, dude. And I want Crimean crisis. In February, March 2014. Russia invaded the Crimean Peninsula part of Ukraine, then annexed it. This took place in the relative power vacuum immediately following the Revolution of Dignity. It marked the beginning of the Russo-Ukrainian War. So, Ukrainian's president went to Moscow. He's just chilling there. And then this happens. What the... Damn, dude. 2014, the Crimean crisis. Damn, bro. So what happened after that? I need to know
on the
everything.
Black Sea. Weeks later, pro-Russia rebels seized 2 regions in the east of Ukraine. Russia already divided. Pro-Russia rebels seized 2 regions.
They took Donetsk and Luhansk. You're telling me Russia, they're invading. They're taking all of this.
In the east of Ukraine. Russia already divided Ukrainian politics. Now Putin was dividing the country itself. But the turn towards the West that frustrated him then remains now. One recent poll shows 68% of Ukrainians are in favor of joining the EU.
Whoa.
Putin, though, sees Russians and Ukrainians as one people, a single whole. He says Ukraine is ancient Russian soil. That perception may explain this invasion today, but perhaps there's something else too. The 90s brought a surge of democratic optimism. To Ukraine's current president, this invasion is showing us what Putin thinks of that.
Putin started a war against Ukraine, against the whole democratic world. He wants to destroy my country. He wants to destroy our country. Everything we've been building, everything we live for.
That effort to build a nation began as Ukraine emerged from the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. Today, as Russia invades, Ukrainians are seeing the extent of Putin's resentment of what happened then and what's happened since. Invasion is showing us what Putin thinks of that.
Putin started a war against Ukraine, against the whole democratic world. He wants to destroy my country. He wants to destroy our country. Everything we've been building, everything we live for.
That effort to build a nation began as Ukraine emerged from the Soviet Union and the now. One recent poll shows 68% of Ukrainians are in favor of joining the EU. Putin, though, sees Russians and Ukrainians as one people, a single whole. He says Ukraine is ancient Russian soil. That perception may explain this invasion today, but perhaps there's something else too. The 90s brought a surge of democratic optimism. To Ukraine's current president, this invasion is showing us what Putin thinks of that.
Putin started a war against Ukraine, against the whole democratic world. He wants to destroy my country. He wants to destroy our country.
Dude, is Putin a bad guy? Ancient Russian soil. We're one people.
Putin started a war against Ukraine, against the whole democratic world. He wants to destroy my country. He wants to destroy our country. Everything we've been building, everything we live for.
That effort to build a nation began as Ukraine emerged from the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. Today,
I like this a lot.
The 90s brought a surge of democratic...
No, that's photography, dude. The 90s in Ukraine. Goddamn, bro. If I could time travel anywhere in the world, boys, this might be it for me, honestly. It's pretty chill. This is such a cool image. Ukraine in the 90s. It looks like it's Pinocchio or something, dude.
Optimism. To Ukraine's current president, this invasion is showing us what Putin thinks of that.
Putin started...
Alright, so we've seen this video, basically. Damn. Russia lore video? Or Ukraine lore video? Do I even know Russian lore, dude? The history of the entire world, I guess. 19 minutes. I'm most interested and curious about, like, humans, to be completely honest. But yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch it. 170 million views. Oh, we definitely want to react to that, boys. Should I cut the stream and start a new one so I can title it "The History of the Entire World"? Can I still do that?
Hi, you're on a rock, floating in space. Pretty cool, huh?
I'm hooked. The Earth's flat, dude. You got it wrong. It's not what the Bible said.
Hi, you're on a rock, floating in space. Pretty cool, huh? Some of it's water. Fuck it. Actually, most of it's water. I can't even get from here to there without buying a boat. It's sad. I'm sad. I miss you. How did this happen? A long time ago, actually never, and also now, nothing is nowhere. When? Never. Makes sense, right? Like I said, it didn't happen. Nothing was never anywhere. That's why it's been everywhere. It's been so everywhere, you don't need a where. You don't even need a when. That's how every it gets. Forget this. I want to be something, go somewhere, do something. I want things to change. I want to invent time and space. And I know it's possible because everything is here and it probably already happened. I just don't know when to start. And that's exactly where it started. Oh, I paused it. I think there's a universe now. What's it made of? Quarks and stuff. Ah, that's a thing. In a place. Don't like it? Try a new place. At a different time. Try to stick together because the world is going to get bigger and emptier. But it's not empty yet. It's still very full and about 1 jillion degrees. Great news, the quarks are now happily married in groups of 3, called a proton or a neutron. And there's something else flying around too that wants to join in but can't because it's still too... Great news, the protons and neutrons are now happily married to each other.
The building blocks of the universe.
Some of them even doubled up. Great news, the electrons have now joined in. Congratulations, the world is now a bunch of gas in space. But it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer together. It's a star. New shit just got made. Some stars burn out and die. Bigger stars burn out and die with passion and make some brand new, way crazier shit. Space dust. Which allows newer, more interesting stars to be made and then die and explode into even crazier space dust. So now stars have cool stuff around them, like rocks, ice, and funny clouds, which can make some very interesting things. Like this ball of flaming rocks, for example. Holy shit, we just got hit with another ball of flaming rocks. And it kind of made a mess, which is now... Weather update, it's raining rocks from outer space. Weather update, those rocks might have had water inside them and now there's hot steam in the sky. Weather update, cooler temperatures today and the floor is no longer lava. Weather update, it's raining. Severe flooding alert, the entire world is now an ocean. Volcano alert. That's land. There's life in the ocean. What? Something's alive in the ocean. Oh cool, like a plant or an animal? No, a microscopic speck. It lives at the bottom of the ocean and eats chemical soup, which is being served hot and fresh, made from gnarly space ingredients left over from when it was raining rocks or whatever. Oh yeah, and it can do that. It has secret instructions written inside itself telling it how to build another one of itself. So that's pretty nifty, I would say. Tired of living at the bottom of the ocean? Now you can eat sunlight. Using a revolutionary technique, you can convert sunlight into food. Taste the sun. Side effect, now there's oxygen everywhere and the sky's blue. Then the Earth might have been a snowball for a while, maybe even a couple of times. It's a sponge, it's a plant, it's a worm and some other types of weird, strange water bugs and strange fish. It's the Cambrian explosion. Wow, that's animals and stuff. But we're still in the ocean. Hey, can we go on land? No. Why? The sun is a deadly laser. Oh, okay. Not anymore, there's a blanket. Now the animals can go on land. Come on, animals, let's go on land. Nope, can't walk yet. And there's no food yet, so I don't care. Okay, will you learn to walk if there's plants up here? Maybe, said some bugs and fish. Okay, so I can go on land, but I have to go back in the water to have babies. Learn to use an egg.
I was already doing that.
Use a stronger egg. Put water in it. Have a baby on land in an egg. Water is in the egg. Baby in the egg, in the water, in the egg. Works for me. Bye-bye, ocean. And now everything's huge, including bugs. Want to see a map of the land? Sure. Oh, fuck, now everything's dead. Just kidding, here are the survivors. Keep your eye on this one because it's about to become the dinosaurs. Here's another map of the land. Yeah, it broke apart, don't worry about it, it does that all the time. Here comes a meteor. And the dinosaurs are gone. It's mammal time. Here come the mammals. Look at those breasts. Now they're going to dominate the world. And one of them...
If the dinosaurs are gone, where did the mammals come from? Excuse me? Chat, if the dinosaurs are gone, where did the mammals come from? How did the mammals survive the Ice Age? Underwater the first time. Humans survived the Ice Age through a combination of evolution and toolmaking. Got me fucked up. Toolmaking humans made tools out of stone, such as knives and hammers, to complete tasks. I've seen the movie Ice Age. Shelter building. Humans built the shelters in a natural rock depression, often cut into riverbeds or sides of cliffs. They also used hides and fauna to create protective overhangs and insulated their shelters. Humans developed clothing to protect themselves from the elements, and the needle was created to sew better clothing. I thought humans weren't in the Ice Age, according to this video. This guy was in the Ice Age. This is the equivalent of a human, they're telling me, but this guy's furry. How did this guy here survive the Ice Age? Bill Wirtz? I can make a video like this. What is this? Are you kidding me?
Them just learned how to grab stuff and walk. No, like walk like that.
Source?
And grab stuff at the same time. And bang rocks together to make pointed rocks. Ouch. And set things on fire. Youch. And make crazy sounds with their voice. Which can mean different things. That's a human person. And now they're everywhere. Almost. Ice Age. What? You can walk over here? Cool. Not anymore. Well, I guess we're stuck here now. Let's review. There's people on the planet. And they're chasing their food. Fuck it. Time to plant some...
Wait, what? Let me see that one more time.
Which can mean different things. That's a human person. And now they're everywhere. Almost. Ice Age. What? You can walk over here? Cool. Not anymore. Well, I guess we're stuck here now.
Flooded.
Let's review. There's people on the planet. And they're chasing their food. Fuck it. Time to plant some grass. Look at this. I control the food now. Now everyone will want to be my friend and live near me. Let's all build houses, except mine is bigger because I own the food. This is great. I wonder if anyone else is doing this. Tired of using rocks for everything? Use metal. It's underground. Better farming was just invented in a sweet dank valley right in between these two rivers, and the animals are helping. Guess what happens next? More food, and more people who came to buy the food. Now you need people to help make the food and keep track of the sales. And now you need houses for people to live in and people to make the houses. And now there's more people and they invent things, which makes things better. And more people come and there's more farming and more people to make more things for more people. And now there's business, money, writing, laws, power. Society. Coming soon to a dank river valley near you. Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, the horse is probably being tamed. Why is all my metal so lame and lumpy? Tired of using lame, sad metal? Introducing bronze, made with special ingredient tin from the far lands of Tinland. I don't know, my dealer won't tell me where he gets it. Also, guess what? Egypt. Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, they figured out how to put wheels on a horse. Now we're getting somewhere. Also, China. And did I mention? Indus River Valley Civilization. The Middle East is getting more complicated.
Mesopotamia, Egypt, China, Indus River Valley, Norte Chico.
The Middle East is getting more complicated. Maybe because it's in the middle of the East. Knock knock, or clop clop. It's the people with the horses. And they made an empire. And then everyone else copied their horses. Greeks! Ah, look, it's the people with the horses. And they made an empire. And then everyone else copied their horses. Or clop clop. It's the people with the horses. Maybe because it's in the middle of the East. Knock knock, or clop clop. It's the people with the horses. And they made an empire. And then everyone else copied their horses.
This is 1600 BC. This is Jesus time. Almost. You know, close enough. It's closer to Jesus times than it is to today.
Greeks. Ah, look, it must be the Greeks, or a beta version of the Greeks. Let's check in with the Indus River Valley civilization. They're gone. Guess who's not gone? China. New arrivals in India. Maybe it's those horse people I was talking about, or their cousins or something. And they wrote some hymns and mantras and stuff. You could make a religion out of this. There's the Bronze Age collapse. Now the Phoenicians can get down to business. Also, can we switch to a metal that's a little easier to find? Thanks. Look who came back to Israel. It's the 12 tribes of Israel. And they believe in God. Just one.
What is I have a crazy question. What does Christianity think about uncontacted tribes? Christians, what do you think about uncontacted tribes?
No, he's got like a 10-step program.
Yahweh! Oh, dude, I know Yahweh.
Just one, though. He's got like a 10-step program.
Yeah, dude, I rock with Yahweh. I'm God. No one else is God. Don't make fun of my name. You can't take Saturday off. Do what your parents say. Don't murder anyone. Don't rob anyone. Don't lie about other people in court. Don't want to do any of the things I just told you not to do.
Program. Here's some huge heads. Must be the Olmecs. The Phoenicians make some colonies. The Greeks copy their idea and make some colonies. The Phoenicians made a colony so big it makes colonies. Here
Italians were originally Greeks.
comes the Assyrian Empire. Never mind, it's the Babylonian Median. It's the Persian Empire. Colonies. Here comes the Assyrian Empire. Never mind, it's the Babylonian Median. It's the Persian Empire. Wow, that's big. Ah, the Buddha was just enlightened. Who's the Buddha? This guy. Who's...
Well, I'm curious about
the Phoenicians
colonies.
make some colonies. The Greeks copy their...
Phoenicians. Who are the Phoenicians? When did they get introduced?
10-step program. Here's some huge heads. Must be the Olmecs. The Phoenicians make some colonies. The Greeks copy their idea and make some colonies. The Phoenicians made a colony so big it makes colonies. Here comes the Assyrian Empire. Never mind, it's the Babylonian Median. It's the Persian Empire. Wow, that's big. Ah, the Buddha
There's
was
a
just
helicopter
enlightened. Who's
above
the
my
Buddha?
house.
This
I'm
guy
asking
who
too many
sat under a
questions.
tree for so long that he figured out how to ignore the fact that we're all dying. You can make religion out of this. Oops, China just broke, but while it was breaking, Confucius was figuring out how to have good morals. Ah, the Greeks just had the idea of thinking about stuff. And right over here, Alexander just had the idea of conquering the entire Persian Empire. It's a great idea. He was great. And now he's dead. Hopefully the rest of the gang will be able to share the empire evenly between them. Knock knock, it's Chandragupta. He says, get the hell out of here. Will you get the hell out of here if I give you 500 elephants? Okay, thanks, bye. Time to conquer all of India. Or most of India. But what about this part? That's the Tamil Kings. No one conquers the Tamil Kings. Who are the Tamil Kings? Merchants, probably. And they've got spices. Who would like to buy the spices? Me, said the Arabians, swiftly buying it and selling it to the rest of the world. Hey, China put itself back together again, with good morals as their main philosophy. Actually, they have 3 main philosophies. Out here, the horse nomads run wild and free, and they would like to ransack your city. Let's check the Greekification levels of the Greekified kingdoms. Greekification overload. Bye, said the Parthians. Bye, said the Jews. Hi, said the Parthians, taking over the entire place. Hey, said the Romans, eating the entire Mediterranean for breakfast. Thanks for invading our homeland, said the Jews, who were starting to get tired of people...
Rome, dude! Damn. The Roman Empire.
Mediterranean for breakfast. Thanks for invading our homeland, said the Jews, who were starting to get tired of people invading their homeland. Hi, everything's great, said some guy who seems to be getting very popular and is then arrested and killed for being too popular, which only makes him more popular. You can make a religion out of this. Want silk? Now you can buy it from China. They just made a brand new road to the world.
Bro literally came back to life.
Or you can get their own water. Sick, new trade routes, said India, accidentally spreading their religion to the entire southeast. That's a good place for an epic trading kingdom. There goes Buddhism traveling up the Silk Road. I wonder if it'll reach China before it collapses again. Remember the Persian Empire? Yep, said the Persians, making a new one. Axum is getting so powerful they would like to build a long stick. Has anyone populated Madagascar yet? Let's do it together. China's whole again. Then it broke again. China's whole again. Then it broke again. Still can't cross the Sahara Desert? Try camels. Hell yeah, now we got business, said the Ghana Empire, selling lots of gold and slaves. Hi, I live in the Roman Empire, and I was wondering, is loving Jesus legal yet? No. Actually, okay, sure, said Constantine, moving the capital way over here to be closer to his main rival. Don't worry about Rome, it won't fall. It's the golden age of... Don't worry about Rome, it won't fall. It's the golden age of India. There's the Gupta Empire, not Chandragupta, just Gupta. First name Chandra, the first. Guess who's in Rome? Barbarians. What's a barbarian? Non-Romans, said the Romans, being invaded by non-Romans. R.I.P. Roman Empire.
What the hell?
Said just Gupta. First name Chandra, the first. Guess who's in Rome? barbarians. What's a barbarian? Non-Roman. Said the Romans being invaded by...
What did they get invaded by? Non-Romans?
Non-Romans. R.I.P. Roman Empire. Or actually just half of it. The other half is just fine. But it's not in Rome anymore, so
The West was severely shaken in 410 when the city of Rome was sacked by Visigoths, a wandering nation of Germanic people. From the northeast, the fall of Rome was completed in 476 when the German chieftain Odoacer deposed the last Roman emperor of the West. Okay, so then when did Italy become Italy? That's not even what I was typing, holy cow. So that's like years later. Okay, we'll get to it.
let's give it a new name.
The Mayans have figured out the stars.
Oh, and here's a huge city, population everyone. The Gokturks have taken over the entire Eurasian steppe. Great job, Gokturks. How's it?
Who are they? They came from India, okay.
India, broken. How's China?
Back together.
How's those trading kingdoms?
Bigger and there's more of them.
Korea has 3 kingdoms. Japan has a kingdom, it's the Sunrise Kingdom. Deep in the Arabian desert, on the top of a mountain, the real God whispers in Muhammad's ear. So he goes down to the cube where everyone worships gods and he tells them their gods are all fake. And everyone got so mad at him that he had to leave town and go to a different town. You can make a religion out of this and maybe conquer the world as well. The Roman Empire is long gone, but somehow the Pope is still the Pope. Plus there's
new kingdoms all over Europe.
I wonder if there's room for more.
The world is a big place.
Here's all the wisdom. In a house. It's the Baghdad House of Wisdom. Just in time for the
Islamic Golden Age.
Let's bring stuff to the coast and sell it and become the Swahili on the Swahili coast, said the Swahili on the Swahili coast. Remember this tiny space you have to go through to get from here to there? Someone owns that now. Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere? The Franks have the biggest kingdom in Europe, and the Pope is so proud that he invites the king over for Christmas. Surprise, you're the new Roman emperor, said the Pope, pretending to still be part of the Roman Empire. Then the Franks broke their kingdom into what will later be called France and not France. The Northerners, or just Norse if you don't have much time, are exploring. They go north, from the north to the northern north, and they find some land, 2 types of land, and they name them accordingly. They also invade some other places and get called many names, such as Vikings. There's the Rus, the Kievan Rus. Are they Vikings? I don't think so, said the Kievan Rus. Okay, fair enough. The Pope is ready to make some more emperors of the Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. It's actually Germany, but don't worry about it. New kingdoms.
Christianize all the kingdoms.
Which brand would you like? Mine's better. Mine's better. Mine's better. Time to conquer England, said William. It's
all the kingdoms.
Which brand would you like? Mine's better. Mine's better. Mine's better. Time to conquer England, said William. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's the Seljuk Turks,
said the Byzantine Empire, who's getting so small, and said William.
Christianize all the kingdoms.
Which brand would you like? Mine's better. Mine's better. Mine's better.
I was raised Eastern Orthodox, but I own a Catholic Bible.
Time to conquer England, said William. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's the Seljuk Turks,
said the Byzantine Empire, who's getting so small it almost doesn't exist anymore. We need help. They need help, so they call the Pope. Hey, Pope, can you help us get rid of the Seljuks? Maybe take back the Holy Land on the way? Come on, I know you want to take back the Holy Land. Yes, I do actually want to do that. Let's do a crusade.
Crusade!
They did many crusades, some of which almost didn't fail, but at least the Italians got some sweet trade deals. Goodbye, Mayans.
Hello, Toltecs.
Goodbye, Toltecs.
Hello, Mississippi.
Look at those mounds. There's the Pueblo. I always wondered how to build a town in a cliff. Guess who's here? Come here. Where? Here. And Pagan is there. Vietnam unconquered itself, Korea just became itself, and Japan is so addicted to art that the military might have to take over the government. China just invented bombs and typing. And the Mongols just invaded most of the universe. Nice going, Genghis. I bet that will last a long time. Some of the Islamic Turks were unaffected by the Mongol invasions because they were busy invading India.
It's not worth taking a large amount of land, because when you die, everything is going to fall apart.
And the Mongols just invaded most of the universe. Nice going, Genghis. I bet that will last a long time.
Bruh.
Some of the Islamic Turks were unaffected by the Mongol invasions because they were busy invading India. Is it Tonga time? I think it's Tonga time. I just found out where the Swahili gets all their gold. Look at this Chad. Means lake. There's an empire there, right in the middle of Africa. The king of Mali is so rich he's going on tour to let everyone know. Wow, that guy's rich, everyone said. The Christians are doing a great job reconquering Iberia, which will soon be called Spain and not Spain. Please remain Christian. We will check in later to see if you're still Christian when you least expect. Whoops, half of Europe just died. China's back, yay! Hey, come here, time to share. New kingdoms here and there. Oh, look who controls all the islands. It's the Mahajapit, Majahapit, Mapajahit, Mahapajit, Mapajahit, Majapahit. Oh, Italy's really rich. Time for them to care a lot about art and the ancient classics. It's kind of like a rebirth. Here's a printer, let's make books. So you think you can conquer the Byzantine Empire? Yep, said the Ottoman Turks. Nice job, Ottoman Turks. Oops, you missed a spot. Don't forget to ban Europe from the Indian spice trade. What? That's bullshit, said Portugal, spiceless.
Well, I guess we'll have to find another way to India.
Wait, said Christopher Columbus, probably smoking crack. If the world is round, let's go this way to India. No, don't worry, we already got this, said Portugal. So Chris goes to Spain. Hey, Spain, want to hire me to find India by going around back of the world? No, please, no, please, no, please. Okay. So he sails into the ocean and discovers more ocean, and then discovers the Indies and Japan. Let's draw a line to decide who gets which half of the world. The Aztec and Inca empires are off to a great start. I wonder if they know that Europe just discovered their continent. The Habsburgs are marrying into so many royal families they might have to start marrying each other. Move over, Lithuania. Here comes Moscow. Ivan wants to make Russia great again. Might have to start marrying each other. Move over, Lithuania. Here comes Moscow. Ivan wants to make Russia great again. Move over, Timurids. Maybe go invade India or something. Persia just made Persia Persian again. Let's make it the other kind of Islam. The one where we thought the first guy should have been the other guy. Hey, Christians, do you sin? Now you can buy your way out of hell. That's bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. That's a scam. Fuck the church. Here's 95 Reasons Why, said Martin Luther in his new book, which might have accidentally started the Protestant Reformation. You know what would be magnificent, said Suleiman wearing an onion hat? What if the Ottoman Empire was really big, which it is now? What if Russia was big, said Ivan, trying not to be terrible. Portugal had a dream that they controlled the entire Indian Ocean, including the spice trade. And then that dream was real. And Spain realized that this is not India, but they pillaged it anyway. Damn, said England and France. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Then the Dutch revolt and all the hipsters moved to Amsterdam. Damn, said Amsterdam. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Question 1, can you get to India through North America? No, but at least there's beaver. Question 2, steal the spice trade. That's not a question, but the Dutch did it anyway.
That's how they found Canada.
Guess where all the sugar's made? In Brazil. Stolen. In the Caribbean. And it's so goddamn profitable you might forget to not do slavery. The next thing on Russia's to-do list is to get bigger. Britain and France are having a friendly discussion about who should control the entire world. More specifically, Ohio. Then it escalates into a 7-year discussion, giving Prussia a chance to show Austria who's boss. But what about Britain and France? Did they figure out who's boss? Yes, they did. It's Britain. Guess who's broke? Also Britain. So they start taxing the hell out of America. Fuck you, says America, declaring their independence and fighting for it. And France helps them win. Now France is broke. And Britain will have to send their prisoners to a different continent. Wait, if France is broke, why do the king and queen still wear such fancy dresses? Let's overthrow the palace and cut all their heads off, said Robespierre, cutting everybody's head off until someone eventually got mad and cut his head off. You could make a religion. No, don't. Haiti is starting to like the idea of a revolution, especially the slaves, who free themselves by killing their masters. Why didn't we think of this before? Wait, who's in charge of France now? Said Napoleon, trying to take over Europe. Luckily, they banished him to an island.
But he came back.
Luckily, they banished him to another island. There goes Latin America, becoming independent in the Latin American Wars of Independence. Britain just figured out how to turn steam into power, so now they can make
many different types of machines and factories with machines in them, so they can make a lot of products real fast.
Then they invent some trains and conquer India and maybe put some trains there. Hey, China, said Britain, buy stuff from us. Nah, dude, we already got everything, says China. So Britain tried to get them addicted to opium, which worked, actually. But then China made it illegal and dumped it all into the sea. So Britain threw a hissy fit and made them open up 5 cities and give them an island. Britain and Russia are playing a game where they try to stop each other from conquering Afghanistan. Also, the
Sultan of Oman lives in Zanzibar now.
That's just where he lives. India just had a revolution, and they would like to govern themselves now. Nope, said Britain, governing them even harder than before.
Technology is about to go crazy.
The United States finally figured out whether slavery is good or bad. It's bad, they decided. And then they continued manifesting their destiny, which is to kill the rest of the natives and take their land and maybe kick out the Mexicans too. I know, let's rape Africa, said Europe, scrambling to see who could rape it the fastest. They never got Ethiopia. Britain and France are still hungry. They never got Thailand. The United States ran out of destiny to manifest, so they're looking for more.
Hi, Cuba.
Wait, Spain controls Cuba. Well, blame something on them and go to war. What should we blame on Spain? Let's blame the Maine on Spain. So they blame the Maine on Spain. Now we're in business. To celebrate, they kick Panama out of Panama and make a canal, connecting the 2 oceans. Britain just found oil in the Middle East. It makes cars go. China is so tired of being bossed around that they delete their old government and make a new, stronger government, which is accidentally weaker and controlled by a guy from the previous government. Europe hasn't had a war since the last war, so they start World War I. Look at those guns. It's going to be a great war. So great we won't need a second one. After it's over, they blame Germany. Russia went on strike and the workers overthrew the government. Now everyone's paycheck is the same.
Communism. in the Soviet Union.
The Arabs revolt and Britain helps. Now the Ottoman Empire's gone, so we can give the
Jewish people a place to live.
Hopefully the Arabs won't mind. Let's cut the cake, said Sykes and Picot, carving up the remains of the not-so-Ottoman-anymore empire.
Except Turkey, Turkey makes a brand new Turkey.
And then the Saudis conquer Arabia. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Hello? Yes, it's the 1920s calling. Let's get in the car and drive to a party and listen to jazz on the radio and go to the movies. The economy's great and it'll probably be great forever. Just kidding. Germany's back featuring Hitler, the angry mustache model, and he's mad at the Jews for existing. Japan is finally conquering the East, and they're so excited they rape Nanking way too hard. They should probably just deny it. Hitler's out of control, so the international community tackles him and tries to explain why killing all the Jews is a bad idea, but he kills himself before they could explain it to him.
That's World War II.
Bonus round, Pacific Showdown. United States versus Japan. Fight. Finish him. Let's unite all the nations and have some world peace. Seems legit. Hi, I'm Gandhi, and if Britain doesn't get the hell out of India, I'm going to starve myself in public. Wow, that worked. Bonus, now there's Pakistan. Actually, 2 Pakistans. One of them could be Bangladesh later. The Jews and the Arabs finally figured out which one of them should live in the Holy Land. Me, they both said at the same time. Let's divide up the land so everyone's happy.
Psych, they both get angrier.
Look out, China. There's a new China in China. What's on the menu? Communism. No thanks, said the other China, escaping to an island. I wonder which one is the real China. There's the Korean War, Korea versus Korea. Nobody wins, then it's on pause forever. Let's meet the sponsors. Oh, it's the 2 global superpowers. They're having a friendly debate over which economic system is good and which one is an evil virus of Satan. And they both have atom bombs. Fight! Wait, no, that would be the end of the world. Let's just keep it cool and spy on each other instead. And make sure we have enough atom bombs. I'll race you to space. Now let's make some more countries fight themselves. Europe is tired of pillaging other continents, and the continents they were pillaging are tired of being pillaged. So here's a new map with new countries. Now you can't tell who they're being pillaged by. The United States finally decided whether racism is good or bad. They decided it's bad, and the world agrees. South Africa might need another minute to think about it. Let's check the world population. Whoa. Okay. Technology's better too, that might keep happening. The Soviet Union decides to relax a little and accidentally falls apart. Europe makes a union, so now they can all use the same money, except Britain because they don't feel like it. Let's check the mail. Surprise, it's on the computer. Whoops, someone just attacked America. I bet they'll remember that. Phone call. Surprise, it's in your pocket. Want to learn everything? Surprise, it's on the computer. Now your phone's a computer, which is in your pocket. Whoops, the economy just crashed. Don't worry, the big banks won't fail because they're not supposed to. Surprise, flying robots. With bombs. Want to print a brain? Some people have no friends. Some people have no food. The globe is warming.
And the ocean is full of plastic.
Let's save the planet, said everybody, not knowing how. Let's invent a thing inventor, said the thing inventor after being invented by a thing inventor. That's pretty cool. By the way, where the hell are we?